football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Hi, I'm John Sitton.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
G-Man.
Samir Sawnik of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk.
For podcast links and information, check out our official website www.pitch-talk.com.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher,
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
Hi, I'm John Sitton and I'm here with Gavin, Liam and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Rob Lusher, former chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Samir Sawnik, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening to
Pitch Talk.
We would like to inform you that at this moment, no matter how many people want to try and be us, you can never be this live, this fun, this much about football on a Monday night, because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Straight Shooting LJA, the G-Man, and Jazzy Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
My voice is still a little hoarse from Saturday and Friday, which was a lot of fun. I don't know why I'm talking like that for. But anyway.
Back to the story.
Anyway, here's one of them was, remember, we are your Monday Night Footballing Fix live each and every Monday night of your lives. Of course, World Cup fever has gripped us. By my voice, you can tell World Cup fever gripped me on Saturday. But the fact of the matter is this. You can join the footballing revolution. www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group. Join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. MySpace.com/Pitch Talk. pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk. We'll get you to the blogs, especially blogs by yours truly, Straight Shooting LJA, the G-Man, and Jazzy Fizzle too, among others such as Big T, Russ Vernon, and many, many more, including Dave Meir, aka Missy, on Twitter. Also, youtube.com/Pitch Talk is where you can find all of our videos, including some of the full-length interviews from when we met a couple of the guys down at Alexandra Park FC last year. So one of them was the full-length interview with Robert Perez, and also World Cup winner Christian Carambeu as well. So as one of them was. I said, those who want to be us, you can't be us. But hey, we're here, and we're here for you. We're here for you. But wow, that just blew my ears out. blew my ears, not anything else, before someone gets started. And so it begins, yo, bro. But the fact of the matter is, we are live right now, youtube.com/pitch talk. And as I said, you can find all the videos on youtube.com/pitch talk, including our Pitch Talk on the Road series, our Pitch Talk Meet series, and Pitch Talk at Cup Finals as well. Also, Iran v Nigeria is on right now, 14 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0. Oh my word. Twitter.com/pitch talk or at pitch talk on Twitter. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. And 07535 804 466 is the mobile number. Call us, text us, let us know your views, and Pitch Talk 1. Add us on Skype. Get involved. You know what? Chezzy Fizzle, G-Man, I would like to know first and foremost, how has your weekend been? How have they?
No, I have to say my weekend was blessed, man. No, it was great to see the family. I want to say a happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers that I didn't get to holler at. And you know what, not just the fathers, but the father figures as well. Thank you so much for making us the men that we are today. And you know what? Aside from that, it was a great weekend of football as well. The World Cup of 2014 in Brazil, or as I like to say, Brazil.
I thought you were going to go Street Fighter 2 Turbo on this. Brazil.
No. I'm going to mix it up. Maybe later on.
Ain't no scripted ad-libs here.
Maybe later on. But, no, overall, you know, really excited with how the World Cup has been. I want to hear everybody's views on the game so far. I mean, we'll get onto that in results and analysis, as well as today's earlier game of Germany versus Portugal, as well as the game that we are watching live right now, as we are live.
What are we?
Live.
What's that?
Live.
Yeah.
As Nigeria take on Iran. And you know what? I'm not going to hide my bias. I'm supporting the Super Eagles. Yeah? Because we fly high. Anyway, we're not going to go into
You fly high, high, high every night. You fly high, high, high every day.
But yeah, so I want to hear everybody's views. And G-Man, how was your weekend?
No, I gotta say the weekend was blessed as well, Jizzy, and yeah, big shout out to all the fathers, but especially my dad. I want to send him a big shout out just for being there. But yeah, man, as Liam alluded to already, Saturday was live, very live. We'll get into that later on.
Mad one. Friday was a nuts one too, though.
Yeah, man.
Still, it was a nuts one.
And it's not just the World Cup; it's the weather. The weather's just been amazing. So it's been enjoyable.
I will insist that you take that back for today, though. Today was a bit meh.
Yeah. It's going to be like this for the rest of the week, they said. It's going to be calmer. No rain, but it's going to be calmer. And then hopefully next week, over the weekend.
Oh, I thought you said that the weather was delivering calmer.
I'm delivering weathery reports now, people. Yeah.
See, we're expanding the repertoire. That's how good your Monday Night Football is.
On the South Coast, there's going to be rain. Lots of it. But to the Midlands, there's going to be dry spells. Lots of them.
Hopefully not dry and crusty. Oh my goodness.
And then Lucian, there's just going to be something rotten.
Oh, I love it.
But what about Sorak?
Oh my God. Where?
Sorak.
Yeah, Sava. Oh, I thought he was going to say Camberwell. Camberwell.
Only the green.
Peckham and Camberwell. Oh, that's cool. That's quality stuff. That is actually quality stuff. I got a quick question for you two, actually. Seeing as Hulk apparently may not be fit for Brazil, in theory, doesn't that leave a place open for Blanca? The Brazil link again.
Stop it. The Street Fighter link
the
again.
Brazil, yeah,
Stop it.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Tom Wood actually has a question for you in the Skype chat, G-Man, by the way. He's scrolling down. He's looking for it. All I can say is bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing it back, G-Man, bring it back. Is someone actually gonna cut me off, or I'll just keep going?
I've just read it. And You know, I'll just say to you, you know if it happens because you'll hear about it. But
Later! And there's me thinking the gentleman didn't kiss and tell.
I said, you know if it happens if I tell you about it.
No, but what is he?
Ask
yes,
about him. Ask about him.
I'm just saying, like, what's he said? He ain't said nothing. You know what I mean, he ain't said nothing.
Oh.
Because, you know, he's still that imaginary player. You know what I mean?
I'll play that tune later. Oh.
And anyway, Tara's all mics anyway. You get me? I'm just playing wingman. You get me? Yeah.
Was like, Tara, that was for you.
It was one of them was. It was a different story on Friday. No, I'm kidding. Jesse's like, what? What the hell?
I'm saying nothing.
Oh, man. That's good.
I just want to send a big shout out there to Lauren then. That's Mike's girlfriend.
Even though Tara
Good shout.
fancies him, it's degenerating into an episode
Degenerating.
of
Tara
EastEnders.
doesn't. Tara's got no ties with Mike. You get me? Big shout out to Lauren.
It's degenerating as if people want us to do crotch chops when the video feed opens.
Oh, stop it.
Break it down. But yeah, man, it's been actually a really fun weekend, man. Got shout out to G-Man, of course. We were down in Shoreditch on Friday.
As you do.
Yeah, man. Hey, round the back of Liverpool Street, Exchange Square is actually an interesting place to watch football. It's one of them ones where I gotta give a shout out to a friend of mine, Kirsten Ayres, who actually gave me the tip on that one. That was actually not half bad. But for me, it's one of them ones you got to roll down there with a click to make it really good. The click and some brewskis, boom, done deal.
Well, I mean, we could always go back up Wembley Way, you know.
Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, that's all.
TIGOL.
Terrible. Absolutely
Apostrophe.
terrible.
TIGOL apostrophe. Whoa! Oh man, but nah, it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones, man. It was fun. Also, Bar Kick in Shoreditch is actually really good as well.
Shout out to everyone down at Bar Kick. Yeah.
Also, a big shout out to everyone at Forge & Co as well. Spencer, thanks for the drink, man. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. It was cool stuff, man. But yeah, man, Saturday was mental. But we'll get into that in a second. Big shout out to my mate Stevie B as well, Stevie Ballard, and Mark Gould too. So them was a lot of fun. But Tom Wood, how's your weekend been?
Week was alright, but the weekend was even more knackering.
Really, why's that?
Well, I didn't have football training, but I had to go to this event what my football team was holding, and like there was loads of other football teams and all that. We had a 5-side tournament. Did loads of other events like archery, golf, javelin, discus, all that. So that was knackering.
That sounds good, man. You make it sound like it was bad. This sounds good to us.
It was knackering. I was shattered when I got home though.
It's one of them ones, man. But no, that sounds quality. That sounds quality. But we've also got Mike Harneman in the house. Mike, what's up?
What's up, Liam? Yeah, pretty good, mate. Yeah, week's been pretty good to be honest as well. I met G-Man's little love interest a couple of times last week, and I saw her at the weekend as well. So G-Man,
Why does it sound like you're trying to par him, like? I'm
I'll
just saying,
get him in there,
like
that's fine.
you're saying that it's G-Man's love interest, but you're all up in there, like that's all I'm saying.
Where's all up?
All I'm saying is I'm G-Man out. I'm just helping a fellow Gooner out.
Yeah.
More like you're trying to help yourself.
Just help yourself to her lips, to her hips.
Oh my goodness. It started already, people.
Even though he's taken with Lauren, he's still trying with Tara, cause Mike Harneman's the player tonight.
Player of the week, Mike Harneman.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't help it. Me and him, oh my god. No, that's getting wrong in the scratch. No.
Well, Matt, you telling me you went skinny dipping in your pool, yeah?
Stop it.
No,
Do I need to answer that one?
No, I don't want the mental pictures.
Stop it.
They will drive me mental.
I'm just saying this. Before this gets X-rated, can we like move on to results and analysis?
Oh god, oh my god. We got a couple of people to throw to though. One of them was Jamie Bailey, man. Weekend, how's it been?
Yeah, not too bad.
Why does Jamie always seem to delay before coming on the microphone? It's like making sure. It's like is he making sure his fly is zipped up before he comes on or something?
Oh my goodness.
No, not exactly. Considering that I'm cooking.
He's getting his radio voice ready.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I'm
That
actually,
means building
I'm
anticipation,
cooking,
you know what I mean?
Obviously, I'm doing something that is live, which is cooking, and as you say, the show, which is it can't be mocked or repeated. Is that not what you said at the start of the show, Liam?
No, it was more imitated, but yeah.
We'll go with imitation, but it's not
It's one of them
imitated
was
at all.
imitation is generally the sincerest form of flattery, but hey, it's one of them
I'm not
was,
flattering anything.
but it's one of them ones. Just like WWE CW, it will never be the same as the original.
I'm not doing anything original to your show. I'm not actually changing it or editing it for podcast.
Now you've lost me. But anyway, how's your week and weekend been?
It's actually been quite great, to be honest with you.
Really? Why is that?
Friday night, I went out, had a lot of fun. Didn't get home until 4 a.m. Saturday just got even better, considering that England
Didn't get back till 6 a.m.
I actually had the same thing over both days. Didn't get home until like 5 in the morning. It's calling.
Well,
big shout out to Nathan McCreef, aka Nathan Arsenal, as well, by the way.
Well, the England match kind of helps with that situation, and the Germany match escalated that happy feeling to a non-surprise moment. But yeah, I was quite happy to see the Germans win today.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that. I was
just to say that I wasn't surprised by the win, but yeah.
Wait, you wasn't surprised by a fall? All right, we'll come back into that. Actually, we'll come back into that. And a big shout out to the G-Man's current love interest, Tara. She's watching in Nottingham.
That's all this current love interest business, man. I'm saying, bro. Like,
because the G-Man rolls deep, man. What's it? How far can the G-Man go?
Oh, stop it.
I love it. We've also got Russ Vernon in the house. Russ, how's your week and weekend been?
Also known as Rusty Lee.
Yes, good evening, guys. And I'll go to your sides first and foremost before I go on to mine.
Been all right.
Hope is all good. Yes, my week and weekend has been good. This last week I did a sweepstake for majority of the Pitch Talk family, and I said it just off air, but I just quickly run you through who everyone's got. Myself has got Argentina and Ecuador. Mr. Wood, aka Tom Wood, has got Brazil and Japan. Mr. Ornament has got the Netherlands and Ivory Coast. Torres Lover G-Man has got Uruguay and Switzerland. Jesse Fizzle has England and Mexico. The Straight Shooting one has England and Mexico. No, he is Belgium and Croatia, sorry. Let's throw them T's up already for Big T, and he's got Germany and Ghana. Mr. JBK, aka Two Men Jamie Bailey, has got France and Chile. He's got 2 teams, 2 men. See what I did there? Chris Bullock has got Portugal and Russia. Irene Benella has got Colombia and the United States. Nathan, also aka Nathan McCreef, has got Spain and Nigeria. And Sophie Rachel from Girls on the Ball has got Italy and Bosnia and Herzegovina, and so far matches have been good so far, so looking forward to watching this game, which is 28 minutes gone, and there's still goals between Iran and Nigeria, and I'm going for Nigeria winning this one, and I'm going for a USA win in the late match against USA this evening.
That's one, Russ.
You
know, as you was talking about sweepstakes right there, I was thinking back to earlier today, yeah, because I've finally just joined a sweepstake, and I was actually very PISSED'd from the whole situation.
I was PI doubled, baby.
PI double crooked letter, if you will.
Only the ticker can calm down now.
Okay, but in my office, because we got a small little unit, not many people could do a sweepstake unless we took about 10 teams each. But just down the office. How you what? All I say is, what are you guys talking about?
No, it's just the way Jesse was like, throw them tees up. I misheard him before he said something.
Boy, you need Jesus.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Throw your tickles in the air and wave them like you just don't care.
I'm pretty sure you ain't never had no big old teams.
Oh, we throw them tees up for Big T when the video feed opens. Like we were. Wow, he looks fuming.
Yeah, he would be fuming. You know what he's saying right now? These guys still haven't even started the show yet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
That's
say.
what he's saying.
Oh,
That's the meme for the show, yeah. Oh, these guys are still on the intro.
Yeah. All right,
Should we just move on?
That's real.
All right, fine. I thought that was his face when he drew Iran in the sweepstakes.
Oh. No, that was my face.
Oh, it's like, what the hell?
That is me.
Oh, that's funny stuff. That is funny stuff. You know what? How far can we go? Quite far. But for now, we're gonna give a couple shout outs. Big time shout outs to Samir Sawney of Motivate Sports and Fitness. Big shout out also to Sophie and Rachel of Girls on the Ball, who were out in Belarus watching the England Lionesses winning 3-0 as well. Very interesting interview we watched earlier with Alex Scott, one of our favorite players.
One of my favorite players.
Doing an interview with Lucy Bronze.
One of their favorite players. She never added me back on Instagram.
It's over.
Oh my god. It's over. This is heartbroken. It's like, Alex, why did you not add me back? Baby, add me back. On Instagram. Why won't you? Add the G-Man on Instagram. Add the G-Man back. Why? Alex Scott. Add the G-Man back.
That was brilliant. Post show, we're chopping it up. That's going up as a separate segment.
Hey, it's one of them ones. Whenever we do this kind of stuff, that's why I'm saying no one can be like us. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to be like Mike, but no one can. And I'm talking about Mike Jordan. But it's one of them ones. Everybody wants to be like PT, but no one can. It's just that kind of. I don't even know where the hell that just came from. What? That just sprung to mind, but hell.
There's a story out there, I'm pretty sure if you Google it, there's a story out there.
Oh my
What?
God, what the hell?
That is definitely what's up with that material.
Let's try and find it. That's what the hell, like the rumor that Thomas Vermaelen might be moving to Man United. I don't even know where that came from. Rumors. But you know what? Oh my God. Keep that up. That's probably the real. Oh, that is the worst turn of phrase I could have just dropped there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
What?
That is absolutely crazy. Big T's gonna love that one later on in the show. You know you guys have got to stay for what's up with that.
That is up there with
The Hoffenheim
the
one.
Hoffenheim
Yes,
story.
yes, I remember that. You know what? Let's shift on to results because you know what? Yeah, I want to come back. I want to come back to that because that is classic.
No, look, I know the video feeds are open, and I'm sorry.
My
I'm sorry to everybody who couldn't see that reaction, right?
Wait.
But that reaction was classic.
All I
G-Man
can
was
say
just
is-
like,
Wow, baby.
Literally.
Wow, baby.
hey, what's good?
That's terrible. You know what? It is time for us to switch sections. Also, a big shout out to Section 357 show, and a big shout out to Umbri and Ali as well for one of our stories we're going to come to and what's up with that. Quite a funny World Cup related story. But for now, it is time. It is time. Yeah, thank you. I'll just all right, Jada kiss. Jada mwah. So that was. We're going to go straight into. results and analysis. You can try and be us, but you can't replicate us. No. We are Pitch Talk, your Monday night footballing fix. Oh, yeah. Results and analysis is kind of start as a plane flies overhead. We are going to start with the opening match of the World Cup. Ooh, yeah. Dig it. From Thursday, 12th of June 2014, Brazil 3, Croatia 1. A Marcelo own goal was actually the first goal of the tournament. But 9 minutes later, Neymar scored a scuffed shot. But, hey, slide rule. Ended up in. And he actually scored a penalty on 71 minutes. A penalty that really was soft. We're talking softer than Andrek's toilet tissue in terms of a penalty. It was one of them was, no, I didn't think of that scripted ad lib.
No, I was just going to say, do you mean actual, like, toilet tissue or those toilet wet wipes?
I mean the toilet tissue. I don't use wet wipes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The only wet wipes I use are at KFC. And sometimes Chicken Cottage if the mood takes me.
Or Sam's.
Man.
If you're trying to be a big spender.
Hey, big spender. Da, da, da. Where's my 260? Oh, spend a little chicken with me. Sorry, eat a little chicken with me. Eat with me or eat away from me.
I should have known that.
This is KFC music. Triple cheese, 2 for 260. Oh, riding in the back of my Maybach, eating a chicken strip burger. Oh, I got over. Where's my apple pie? Where's my yappa pie? Oh, but Oscar scored in the 91st minute as well. To round out a harder fought victory than it really should have been for Brazil. What do you guys reckon?
Well, I mean, when you look at that first goal, the own goal from Marcelo, right? Literally, my whole reaction was like, what? Like, literally, like,
what, DMX style? What?
Like, literally could not, well, more Steve Austin, but literally could not believe that was the opening goal of the tournament.
What?
Yeah, literally, I was like,
what?
So,
what?
When the rest of, when Brazil finally settled into the game,
what?
And
what?
Neymar scored. Opening goal for Neymar, very, very good. We talk about technique, we talk about techniques all the time. We talk about bounce back ability. It was all there in that goal. It really was. Really, really well taken goal. I know that Neymar has a lot of detractors, a lot of haters, because haters gon' hate, but lovers gon' love. I just wanna do one of the above. I want to.
Seriously, I was going the Chappelle way with that.
I know you was gonna go the Chappelle way with that,
Just
but no.
shuffle people.
But seriously
Lights.
though, overall, really, really good performance from Brazil. But the penalty for me was the turning point. For me, not a penalty.
Is that TNA reference?
No, it wasn't. But for me, not a penalty. Not a penalty at all.
Yeah,
not
sorry.
in. Fred went down far too easily. I'm sorry. He went down far too easily, and I just.
Was there contact though?
Look, here's the thing. We've had this debate before, okay, to the point where me and the straight shooting one were at odds about that kind of penalty decision. And
do I need to mention why Berbatov again?
All I'm saying,
FA Cup third round.
Look,
in Kenny's first game.
Maybe
again the second row round.
Maybe anyway, never mind. But my point is this, right? That changed the game. Croatia had a legit goal disallowed as well. Let's not forget that. But at the end of the day, it's the result that counts. And for me, the man of the match, Oscar, his goal, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And, overall, on the balance of things, I would say Croatia can feel hard done by. I would say that they probably deserved a draw from that game, but it is what it is. Brazil, the home team, they have 3 points, and it started very well. Neymar scored 2 goals in the opening game of the competition. He's off to a flyer, and it's a matter of how can Brazil build from that, because you have to say defensively they were shaky. Going forward, yeah, you know, they were there in fits and starts. But for me, that team is a little bit disjointed personally, and I'm eager to see how, you know, Scolari is able to rebuild them, shall we say, as a cohesive unit.
Yeah. Now, you know, I got to give a review. For me, it was a very solid start from Brazil. I didn't think they struggled. I've got to say, you know, Croatia are no pushovers. So wasn't expecting an easy match for Brazil in the first place. But in the way they reacted after the own goal by Marcelo, you know, Neymar, you know, Neymar as an international has improved. That he's a much better player than he is when he plays for Barcelona, or when you look at him playing for Barcelona, which is kind of weird for me. And going on to the Fred penalty, like I'm talking to Mike right now, and honestly, Mike, if you want to jump on the mic as well and have a say on it, but I've got to say, I think it was a penalty. You know, he's actually been sold the penalty by Lovren. Lovren's put his hands on his left shoulder blade, and Fred's like, yeah, he's overplayed it.
He's flung himself to the ground.
It and flung himself to the ground. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, he's put himself in a position where he didn't have to touch him. He could have just had his hands up. Fred had his back to goal. He could have just had his hands up in the air and, you know, just had his chest pushed into Fred's back. But he didn't. He actually physically touched him with his hands, then let go. Then Fred went down. And he got sold. The penalty got sold to the referee on that one.
I swear it was one of them ones where Fred was villainized by some people, almost like Fred West.
Maybe so, but his wife's not Rosemary.
They murky people putting them under the paving slabs.
But like what Jesse said, Oscar's goal was absolutely fantastic, and you know what, Brazil fully deserved that victory from how they played.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I hear that. I mean, as well, as one of us, for me, the penalty wasn't a penalty, but at least referees are making good use of the vanishing spray so far.
Yeah, although, right, you have to say, and
that's the best thing they're doing. And
we're going to come on to this later on, is that where exactly is the ball supposed to be placed when they create that arc for the free kicks? Is it in the arc? Is it anywhere behind the arc?
Just touching the arc? It's like the quadrant. The quadrant, like I've said to you guys before, the quadrant is utterly pointless. Where it's like the ball doesn't even have to be in it. It's like, well, why have the quadrant then?
Well, it's sort of like an estimated thing, isn't it? Like, as long as it's within the perimeter.
Estimated. There's a line so you can get it right.
As long as it's within the perimeter.
Well, it's one that was.
Throw it out to the people in Skype. Like, Mike, what was you saying about the whole penalty situation and the Brazil match?
Yeah, I don't think it was a penalty. I think Fred was already going down anyway. Yeah, okay, there was contact, but not enough for the reaction. So I think a penalty was definitely harsh. Brazil, in general, I guess did deserve the win, but Croatia, like you said, no pushovers as well. But like on the penalty situation, I don't think it was. That's the main sort of point I was making there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you totally. It's one of them ones. I can't agree with that penalty. I really can't. If I was getting penalties like that given against me every week, I'd hang it up. There's no point. There's just no point.
I'm returning back to refereeing people.
Oh, good gravy. What? Just so you can send me off.
I want to see if you're gonna live to your words and retire.
Made me go Vinnie Macco.
Wow. I'm playing.
I go Vinnie Macco. Shut up.
I'm playing. But Jamie Bailey, what was you saying?
Okay, I guess Jamie's got nothing to say.
I do, but
he's doing them dramatic bloody pauses.
He's getting his radio voice.
I told you I'm cooking.
Everybody want to be Jesse. Everybody want to be Jesse, but nobody want to be Jesse.
No.
I'm gonna make you wait. I'm gonna make you wait, boy.
I am not Tara, sorry.
What?
Making people wait, I'm not Tara. Remember, she lives in Nottingham.
You need to fire your writers. Mate, there's a drawback to that joke like Jovino's headpiece.
Oh, he's had an interesting start to the World Cup, and his season has improved since he left Arsenal, which is ironic.
Well, we'll get onto that. But what was your view on the Brazil penalty?
No, not a penalty. Want me to have more of a view than that?
Yeah, I thought you were going to elaborate on that, but yeah, all right.
It wasn't a penalty. He's pretty much dived, and I'm pretty much going to agree with half of the defenders that have been talking on the. From Phil Neville.
No. One of them was Ross Vernon. You wanted to have your view before we move on?
Yeah, because like I've said in the chat, I'd just like to articulate this for the people. If anything, for me, Fred tugged the Croatian shirt before the Croatian even touched him. So for me, I was referee in that game, I would give a free kick to Croatia, and maybe Croatia would have going to the game with him more, and probably could have gone to win it if the correct decision had been given. But for me, it was no penalty, and like Jesse said, good goal from Oscar, and there's been some other good goals in the World Cup matches so far. I'll say add my points on them when we get into it as well.
Of course. There have been a few other good goals. But you know what? Let's go on to Friday, 13th of June, and talk about a couple of them good goals. Peralta scored on 61 minutes, the only goal of the game, when Mexico beat Cameroon 1-0. Now, more screwy decisions from referees. 2 legitimate goals ruled out for offside. And it's like, you look at the linesman and think, how are you looking right down the line and making this decision? And it's like, no. It's like, no. It just doesn't make sense to me how they could be ruled out. I don't get it. Cameroon's goal was the only goal correctly ruled out in that match. So there were a total of 3 goals actually ruled out in that. But that was the early game. But we're gonna go Chile, Australia. We're gonna skip to that game and then come back to the other one because the other one's hilarious. Chile 3, Australia 1. Alexis Sanchez scoring on 12 minutes. Valdivia scoring on 14 minutes. But Tim Cahill with a trademark header scoring on 35 minutes. And Jean Beausejour scored on 90 in the 92nd minute just to put it out of reach. By the way, as said, big shout out to Bar Kick. I know me and the G-Man had a lot of fun. After swinging briefly by Fortune Co as well. But it was one of them was quality stuff.
And we were down by Broadgate Square, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that because of Spain Holland as well. We're coming back to it. I mean, I said, man, Timmy Cahill with a trademark header. All the Aussies in the bar that we were in went mad. They went mad. But the game that we were in exchange, that myself and the G-Man were in exchange square for, Spain 1, Holland 5. 5 time.
Had to do it.
I was gonna say that's how many times Spain scored. It was absolutely nuts. But wait. Did they just say? I swear Mike Hardiman is saying that JBK is stealing all of our gimmicks. As I said, WWE was recycling before recycling was cool with the Dean Douglas and the teacher gimmick with that Santino guy apparently. But hey, it sounds like it's one of them ones. It sounds like everyone want to be us, but nobody can be us. But anyway.
But you know what? Before we move on, I want to send a big shout out to Latin Soul 73.
Natalia Flores, what's up?
He was supporting Chile.
Yeah.
But let's go.
She predicted 3-1 as well.
Just saying, man.
Well,
just saying.
Smacked it.
Just saying is all. But yeah, salute to you. But honestly, for me, one of the surprise results of the tournament. I mean, when Spain went 1-0 up, right? After the penalty,
I thought it was a Costa dive, to be honest.
No.
It looked on the big screen. On the big screen, when we saw it in real time, and from the distance that we were at, it looked to dive. And I saw the replay, and it was like, mate, it didn't look like there was any contact. But I've seen it since, and yeah, there was contact. Fair dues. Sorry, you were going to say?
Well, no, the thing I was going to say was it caught his trailing leg, so yeah. The other thing, when they scored, right, I had to say I felt like this was going to be more or less, standard Spain performance that we're going to go on to dominate. And, I have to say that Holland took that form book and absolutely threw it out the window. You've got one of the goals of the tournament, one of the goals of the season already, from Robin Van Persie, right? I know we talk about the header, and I've seen all the memes on the interwebs, and some of them are absolutely fantastic. I really no.
Headbutt. Wait, was it the Tom Billington? Wait, Dynamite Kid headbutt.
That was brilliant.
Hey, the
Absolutely brilliant.
RKO one was very funny too, though.
No, the RKO one was classic. But no, honestly, there was so much that was great about that goal. You got Blind's pass, you got Van Persie's run, you got the timing of the header itself, the fact that it goes in, and then of course the celebration.
But that header was mad. That header was mad because I was expecting right foot volley top corner, and it was like, oh my god, the header. He's left Casillas looking like a mug, and a world class mug at that.
Pure techers, no doubt about it.
Yeah. By the way, Iran Nigeria is 0-0 at half time.
Yeah, I mean, just to briefly mention that, I have to say, so far I've been very, very disappointed in the Super Eagles. I want to see them soar, I want to see them fly high. So I'm hoping that the second half we're going to see a lot more of the real Super Eagles or the real Nigeria. Please stand up in this game and find the back of the net, if you will. But no, going back to Spain, Holland. After that, it was, for me, it was a tactical masterclass. It really was, because.
So in terms of world football since 2010, would you say this about would you say Holland can say this?
I'm back, baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, it was an absolutely fantastic performance. Arjen Robben and Robin Van Persie absolutely caused Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué nightmare. Literally, for those two, they were unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. Robin was absolutely sensational.
He was.
Then, of course, you have the Vries goal from the corner. What was Casillas doing? What was he doing?
Yeah.
I mean, he's flapping like he's some kind of super eagle, and he's not. Literally, he was flapping at that corner. I know there was talk about a foul potentially. For me, I didn't see anything.
No, there was no foul
that would warrant a foul.
No.
And overall, defensively, Spain were just poor. Okay, you look at I think it was Robin's second goal, right, where he absolutely
fence went missing.
He absolutely annihilates Sergio Ramos in that foot race. Annihilates him. It was like he turned on the turbo boosters and just went straight past him. Like literally.
I mean, it's one of them ones.
He got left for dead, and I'm not talking about the games 1 or 2.
Oh crap! I was gonna say, man. Hey, Spain went missing like Man United's invincible kind of era Old Trafford this season.
Yeah, thanks for that.
It's one of them ones.
That's just what we needed. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, it is. I found it even funnier when was it the £50 million J-Bro and Fernando Torres came on?
What a miss!
When he came on,
what a miss!
Yeah, and it was like as soon as he came on, I was like, I started laughing. I literally laughed out loud when he came on. I was like, that's how you could tell Costa ain't fit, because otherwise you ain't bringing the £50 million J-Bro on. You ain't bringing him on. Because why are you gonna bring him on when Costa's like banged in like triple the amount of goals in the league alone? Oh! Who is that? That looks like Diaby.
That's Bruno Martins.
That is so gonna say Bruno Martins looks. Hey, that's funny. Oh, that is funny. All I can say is with Spain, while they were getting beaten, I think a lot of their fans were saying this.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Spain. It's one of them ones. No way. No. I love memes. I really do love their memes. Those are brilliant.
Bruno Martins.
For real, dude.
Those are fantastic. Your internet sensation already. I'm sorry,
fantastic. Bruno Martins, I gotta say.
Bruno Martins indeed. Nah, that is.
I gotta say, that's brilliant.
That's
stuff.
classic.
Oh, brilliant. No, I just gotta say, them memes are absolutely hilarious. But you know what? With Spain, I said with Spain, Spain were utterly utterly atrocious, and there legitimately is only one thing you can really say about Spain's performance, and that is
5 stars. -5 stars. -5 stars.
you just gotta say that about Spain's performance. It was that bad. And Portugal tried to trump him earlier today. We'll get back onto that in a second. G-Man, did you want to jump on this before we move on?
No. You know, it's pretty much the same as you two. I just think this for Spain that they were absolutely crap on the day, and they started off well. They got the goal, but I don't know what happened. Whether their minds were just not in the match. Because they certainly didn't seem like they were competing with the likes of Aaron Robin, who had a terrific game. Like, he was just Speedy Gonzalez all over the place. Van Persie, I've got to say, Jezzy, I don't like the guy, but that goal he scored was excellent. And if Van Gaal gets that sort of performance from Van Persie next year, then Man United are going to be back up there.
Fair enough. No, I agree with that. And I also have to say that, overall, defensively, despite the penalty, Holland were absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant defensively. And it just
Spain had nothing to offer.
What is that?
They legitimately had nothing to offer. Fabregas came on, no impact. Xavi, no impact. Iniesta, no impact. £50 million J-Bron speaks for itself. Costa, no impact. Apart from the penalty, it was one of them ones. No impact from any of the big game day players. Ramos got made to look a mug as well on one of the goals as well, and it was like, oh god.
Speaking of Costa, right? I know that we've seen Pepe get sent off for a headbutt, right? Is there no way that we can have like a retrospective ban for Diego Costa and his headbutt?
What?
Right? I mean, I know Fabio Contrao's injured and he's probably going to miss about 10 days anyway. But can he not get a retrospective ban for his elbow on Cadera?
True.
I'm like, the only way to rid the game of this kind of thing is to punish the players who do it. It's as simple as that.
No, I heard that.
And the mere fact that it went unpunished during the game is bad enough. I mean, we're already talking about poor refereeing decisions in general for this World Cup. And
sad that that's getting more of the focus. That the best job the referees have been doing is using the invisible spray.
Literally, and one of the very, very interesting points that has been made already is that the spray that they use has been used in Brazil and across South America for a very long time already. So it makes you wonder what took it so long, to make it to the likes of the World Cup and of course European football.
No, I hear that.
So,
yeah. I mean, Mike and Russ wanted to jump in. Let's have Russ Vernon first with his view.
Yes, guys, I'm here. Sorry for the pause.
Oh, he's not doing the dramatic pauses as well. How many people are going to nick?
Wait.
Don't sweat the technique.
Russ.
Yes, Jez.
Please don't steal my stick again.
He just dropped it. Oh, God, he just... I love it. Go, Russ. How about it, man? We want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, because I was watching a bit upstairs and then because of them, my auntie and uncle came to pick him up, so I went to watch the bit downstairs with them and we were talking to them about it, and we're all saying that where Spain looked, like if anyone can beat him, and with De Gea now being injured, Casillas has a lifeline unless he decides to go with Reina in goal in the next game, because where Casillas performed, I thought he would have got dropped with De Gea, and De Gea was Spain's second choice goalkeeper. We're now within this in the next two matches against Chile and Australia. Could Casillas continue in goal? But hopefully, if he does, Chile and Australia have a chance of beating Spain. Because he's not played all season for Real Madrid, being on the bench, only played in the European match, not played in the league game. So
he's been their cup keeper.
Lacking match fitness. So if hopefully those two can take advantage of that and could end up actually beating Spain. And I could see if we can, like they did in that game against Holland, I can see Spain going out in the group stages with Chile or Australia progressing with Holland. Probably Chile, I would say, to progress with Holland, but you never know if Australia, like they did after the game goal against Chile, they could also cause a few problems for Holland and could go through them expecting Holland to beat Australia in that game. Don't know what you think about that, guys.
Well, you know what? Looking at it, yeah. I mean, Spain have still got to have Reina as a backup. It's like that's not bad backup at all. And plus, the fact of the matter is, Spain was slow starters in 2010. Losing your first game doesn't mean that you're going out of the World Cup and you're not going to win it. So there was a lot of people predicting the demise of Spain. There were a lot of people predicting the demise of Spanish teams in the Champions League as well, and it was an all-Spanish final. So a lot of people were way too quick to jump to judgments.
That's our current question on Twitter right now. You know, given that Spain did lose in such an emphatic fashion, you know, can they bounce back? So if you're on Twitter, tweet us, follow us, see what we're getting up to, and join the discussion, join the live debate with the Straight Shooting One, with the G-Man, and of course myself on Twitter as we continue in results and analysis.
You know what? I want to come back to Mike Harneman's point quickly. Mike, that point in the Skype chat, I'd like you to articulate that for the people because I want to come back to that.
Yeah, the very latest one, the very last one. It's basically just picking up on, yes, they lost the opening game in 2010, but it was only 1-0, and they actually did play all right. Now, when you look at their squad, you see Casillas, you see Ramos. I'm looking at Jamie's picture again. Not in that way.
Terrible.
And you can see their aging. The way they played against Holland, they were all over the place. Holland, it was a great side with Van Persie, and his goal was world class. Probably won't see better than that in half. That's what I reckon anyway. But my point was, I'm going off topic again a little bit, was actually that basically they lost 1-0 in 2010, played alright, but then they were basically, this World Cup, it was 5-1, they were totally outplayed. And to be honest, I'm with Russ as well. I can see them losing to Chile and going out next game.
For me, as said, I think it's way too quick to be drawing sweeping judgments like that. Especially, remember, you are talking about the current world and European champions. So defending champions generally don't go out with a whimper. One defeat is a blip. If you have a season like Manchester United's, then, well, that's 38 games that are a blip.
This guy.
But
no,
still,
in all seriousness,
one game, it's like, it's one of them ones. Oh, Percying. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Percying that's brilliant. It's gone from planking to Percying, and you know someone's gonna die doing that. Some idiot's gonna die doing that.
Did you really just say that?
No, just like some idiot died planking. It's exactly the same thing.
No, but I'm like, did you really just say that?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yes, I did. It's one of them ones. France in 2002. Yeah, no, that's true. But they went into that tournament with a lot of unrest, and they were very cocky. And I don't think it's the same with the Spaniards. But anyway, it's one of them.
But no, I mean, it's like I said in my latest tweet. It was a one-off. You know, the current kings of European and world football for a reason. Spain will bounce back.
Exactly.
Hashtag form is temporary.
Yeah. Exactly. You want to take the next game, the Colombia game?
You know what? Seeing as the people were enjoying your voice so much, I'm going to let you continue.
Okay. Saturday, 14th of June, 2014, Colombia 3, Greece 0. Almero scored on 5 minutes. Gutierrez scored on 58 minutes. And Rodriguez scored in the 93rd minute. Uruguay 1, Costa Rica 3. This is a game which didn't expect this result. No. And a big shout out to my mate Mo, one of my colleagues at Sainsbury's. Big shout out, bro, because Costa, is now his trigger word. It has been his trigger word because he had an accumulator, and he was fuming when news of this result was coming through. It was hilarious. It's one of them ones. I even sent him a picture of that I took outside Costa Coffee just because it said Costa. It was like the trigger word.
Funny.
But the fact of the matter is, Uruguay 1, Costa Rica 3. Apparently, Suarez didn't even get on in this match.
No, he didn't.
But Cavani opened the scoring from the penalty spot. And Joel Campbell of Arsenal scored on 57 minutes. Duarte 54 minutes. Duarte scored on 57 minutes. And Urena scored on 84 minutes.
First touch of the game,
Man,
ball in the back of the net.
Madness. Hey, Uruguay, like I've said before, Uruguay's defense, not brilliant. You look at Coates, he's been a 4th-string centre-back for us, for Liverpool. So, it's one of them ones. At the end of the day, hey, if he's the best you got, then show us what you got.
Well, I have to say, though, absolutely shock result. But this is exactly what the World Cup is all about. I didn't see that coming after the Cavani penalty, which in itself was controversial. Claims of a handball as well as a rugby tackle in the box.
Yeah.
But I think, with this rugby tackling in the box, right, because Costa Rica would deny the penalty for the same reason, there needs to be consistency again from the referees with this type of thing. If it goes on, make sure that you pull the players up on it, give penalties, give bookings if need be, and, let's try and remove that from the game. It's as simple as that. You can't, in this instance, call it for a penalty in one end of the pitch for one team and not call it at the other end for the other team. It's as simple as that. But, it has to be said. I know stuff of the week is coming up later on in the week, but Costa Rica, potential team of the week contenders.
No, definitely. No, definitely.
And the second half is underway in Nigeria versus Iran. I'm hoping for a Nigeria goal in the second half. Come on, you Super Eagles! Just saying as all. But let's move on to Italy versus England. Yeah. England 1, Italy 2. Claudio Marchisio opening the scoring after 35 minutes. What a strike. That's all I have to say about that. But Daniel Sturridge, he was on a jet ski wave. What an equalising goal, it needs to be said. Set up by Wayne Rooney. Yeah, the same guy who everybody is absolutely just taking.
Yeah, people are
dropping a deuce on him.
Wow.
Dropping a deuce on him. Literally. I mean, yes, he had a great opportunity to make the game 2-2 after Mr. Why Always Me, Mario Balotelli, found the back of the net for Italy after 50 minutes. But, it needs to be said. For me, it was one of the best England performances in years. I think the G-Man kind of alluded to it on Twitter when we were talking. He said that, it was a case of experience winning out for Italy. And I have to say I agree.
G-Man, I'll let you have at it first before I do.
Alright, man. No, totally that. With England, and you know what? Last week I was saying, England ain't gonna win a point, and that probably is gonna be the issue with England. They're not gonna get out of this group, I don't think. But I was still rooting for them. I thought they might win 3-1, especially when I saw that Roy Hodgson had gone for Sterling. I was a bit disappointed that he had Welbeck on the pitch. Some people said that he played well, but I don't think playing someone out their position, I don't think playing someone out their position is worthwhile when you've got players that can play the position. Like, he should have started with Barkley, who to me is somewhat of a wild card, but he just looks ferocious, he looks hungry, he looks like he wants to do the business. Now, I think that would have caused Italy a bit more trouble. But in saying that, the 2 goals that England conceded, as I said to you earlier, it was just down to poor defending. Of course. I'm sorry to say this, but just if JT was in that defense, I think one of those goals wouldn't have gone in.
I don't know. I
think he would have had that covered, especially with Balotelli's header, wasn't it? I think was it a header by Balotelli?
I think so.
It was the header.
Yeah, I think Balotelli, he would have had that covered. I just think I don't know. To be honest,
for me, the first goal was frustrating because at the end of the day, I've been saying to people,
run and play as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of them. I've been saying to people all day. The fact of the matter is, if that was the other way, everyone knows that Gerrard would have been in that position that Marchisio was in. The Italians would have known it and would have had 2 people swarming around him straight away to close him down. Now, England we didn't recognize the danger with Marchisio's goal. We didn't recognize the danger, so we didn't close down. He got a free shot on goal, went through 2 sets of legs, and then passed another defender up before it passed Joe Hart. Sloppy. And Balotelli's goal, mate, he almost got 2. When Joe Hart came rushing off his line, everyone in the pub where I was at, the Elgin in Ladbroke Grove, we were like, mate, like, Joe Hart, drop, and he's standing there planted like a tree, like he's doing his best Johan Juru impression. The tree, and it's like if it wasn't for a clearance off the line, he would have gotten lobbed. And it's like, dude, what are you doing?
he does like to come off his line. That's Joe Hart, part of his game.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that. But at least know when you need to drop back. Know when you need to drop off. And at the end of the day, I was thinking if we were going to get anything out of this game, it was going to be a case of we would have had to play like Liverpool. Hit early for the first 20, 25 minutes, try and get a goal or two, then ease off a touch.
But you saying that's what happened. That's what happened. England were hitting Italy for the first.
No, we weren't.
No, they weren't.
Not Liverpool style.
No.
But
I'm
talking. I'm talking Liverpool v Arsenal. I'm talking Liverpool Arsenal relentless.
Wait, that's one game. That's one
No,
game.
but we did that on a general basis.
It wasn't general basis. What happened at the end of the season?
Mate, it's one of them ones. We did that on a general basis. We were hitting teams early, and we were getting early goals.
You know what? Keeping it fair, I understand what you're saying.
That's where I'm going.
I put for the standard of England that we're used to, I think they were actually doing that. I think Roy Hodgson had them playing in that sort of way.
We were playing well, but we were just poor in possession at times. It was one of them ones. The Italians were better in possession.
Mate, he let Sterling pour down that right hand side. He just let him go for it, and you know, to Sterling's credit, he was absolutely awesome. I gotta say, he was the best player on the pitch. Other than that,
yeah.
But I think the main thing was England didn't take their chances. Italy took their chances. Balotelli got one.
Oh yeah, of course. Look at Rooney's chance.
Balotelli gets one good chance. He takes it. There's no messing around. Sturridge had 2 chances before he scored, I think. You know, Rooney had 1 before that. You know, Sterling obviously hit the side netting.
Yeah.
So, experience. I put it down to experience.
Well, of course, it's a very inexperienced squad. And yeah, you're right. The experience thing did come into play because at the end of the day, you look at Pirlo, he was helping kind of quietly, actually. He was helping kind of pull the strings. He was the calming influence in that midfield. Now, with England, we were giving the ball away time after time, sloppily. And I'm actually very surprised that the Italians targeted our left-hand side. I'm actually very, very surprised by that. But it's one of them ones, I mean, for me, it's a case of Rooney wasn't tracking back. He kept dropping into the middle. I'm not blaming him at all. Before anyone gets on a high horse and thinks that, for me, the fact of the matter is one of them was if you're gonna play Rooney, you got to play him through the middle. That's where he's best. Playing him off the left and playing Sterling through the middle, I think was a bit of a mistake. I would have played Sterling on the left-hand side, just like at Liverpool. Let him come in and bother people from the wide areas. Props to Rooney for setting up Sturridge's goal. Props to him, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. And Sturridge for that finish, that could have went high, wide, and butt ugly. But he kept it down on the half volley, and scored. Fact is, we do not look like that cohesive a unit. And as I said, I would have had Shola. But as it's one of them was when Ross Barkley came on, he made an impact. Jack Wilshere came on, made no impact at all in my view. One of them was he came on and pretty much did bugger all. But for me, the fact of the matter is we need to learn to keep the ball better. We need to work as more of a cohesive unit. But this England team is a work in progress. Look at how young some of them guys are. Sterling, 19? You got Ross Barkley, who's like probably about the same age. There's a few youngsters in that team, and there's a few people in that team. There's a few of the guys in that team who are not England regulars yet. Yeah. So that cohesion is going to take a while to come. Now, what I want to say is this. Everyone land-based in England saying, oh, England are crap, this and that. Don't sing it, bring it. At the end of the day, don't just sing and bleat on about England this. They're never going to win this. They're never going to do anything. They're never going to do that. Why don't you get behind and support the team? Instead of land-based in Rooney, why not do what me and my mate Stevie Ballard, a.k.a. Stevie B, a.k.a. 00 Ballard, is one of them ones. Why not do what we were doing and screaming, Rooney, Rooney, and getting the chants going, getting the come on England chants going? Why don't you get behind the team instead of just land-basting them and doing them down? This is the kind of situation where we need support. We need you wearing your shirts. We need you flying your St. George's flags. I want to see the red and white out in force. I want to see you loud and proud like I know the crowd that you are. England supporters, England fans, England well-wishers, where are you? Where you there, blood? It's one of them ones. The fact of the matter is, we need you to get behind the boys, not lampoon, lambaste, and do them down every chance you goddamn get. Rooney being world class, I don't give a damn about that argument. I just want to see him do well for England. And the fact is, that defeat against Italy, we didn't actually play that badly. We were undone by the better team on the day. It's one of them ones. Goals win games. They scored 2, we scored 1. We were sloppy on both of their goals, but you learn. You can't change the past, but you can change the future. The G-Man will have heard that a lot before, because that's one of my favorite phrases after we concede at Ibis. But the fact of the matter is this. Get behind the boys, because they need it. They need it. And that's all the straight shooting one's got to say about that. Guys, shall we throw this out to the Skypers?
If you will.
Because one of them was, for me, the group's open. With Costa Rica's unexpected win against Uruguay, the group is open. Wide open. I'm talking Jenna Jameson's legs open.
Goodness.
Personally, I just don't think White Jamaica's got enough to get out of this group. England, didn't it? White
Jamaica. Oh, God. That's a good one.
It's an island.
That's
An island.
We're
It's
an
got
island
children,
race.
right?
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one, actually. We got a couple of the Skypers who want to jump in. By the way, big shout out. Hey, Kirsten, what's up? Big shout out to Kirsten Ayres. What's up? But as well, apparently I have a cheeky smile somehow. But
How did this happen? That's all I'm asking. How did this
Robbie Savage and Roberto Carlos. Wow. Legend and J-Bro. I'll let you decide which one's which. But anyway, no, God, my God, that's terrible. Mike Hardiman, you want to jump in on England, Italy? Then we'll have Ross Vernon, then we'll have Jamie Bailey too.
Right, yeah, I thought England played pretty well, to be honest. I was kind of surprised how well England actually played. They did get caught out down that left-hand side. I was surprised about being targeted down that side as well. And I think taking someone like Ashley Cole would have made a difference. And I've got an idea for the Uruguay game. I'm going to put this one out there.
All right, what's your idea?
The idea is play Sterling on one side.
Yeah.
This is only if Oxlade-Chamberlain is fit and makes it to that through to the next game, basically. So Sterling is going to be man marked. He's going to be doubled up on probably, and they'll know how he played from the Italy game. Use the Ox as the sort of main player, like the main man. So they'll be doing the job on Sterling. Ox can be left with space. Well, hopefully.
Well, that's if Oxlade-Chamberlain ends up as fit.
You know, he did actually precursor all of this with if the Ox is fit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
In my defense,
Look,
I know it's unbelievable that I'm defending Mike.
No.
But he did actually say
his user rights and privileges have now been reinstated. Yeah.
Temporary. He's got guest
a temporary reprieve.
My point was that we could use Sterling on the right or the left or whichever, and then have Chamberlain the other side.
Okay.
They'll man mark Sterling, they'll double up on him, and then Oxlade-Chamberlain, if fit, can be our key to possibly getting a result.
No, I hear that. I mean, coming back to England, Italy, just for a brief second.
Sure.
Personally, I would have stuck Henderson on Pirlo. I would have stuck Henderson on Pirlo for the pure reason that Henderson's got the engine the following all game and just deny him any sort of space.
But at the same
surprised
time,
that wasn't done.
At the same time, I mean, his forays forward weren't that many. They were actually few and far between. But when he did go forward, Henderson looked really good. Look, I know when he first joined Liverpool, look, I lambasted the transfer.
Yes, and I defended him all the way, didn't I?
Look,
and I still do.
I am not disputing that. I'm saying I am.
Two words.
I am actually holding my hand up. One hand.
He actually is.
And I will say, right, that he's actually grown and developed as a player, and his form this season it seems to be carried over internationally for England. It does. And you know what? I always like to see a young player develop and become the best player that he can possibly be. And in this case, as I say, if Jordan Henderson continues, honestly, he should be a linchpin in England's midfield for the foreseeable future.
I was going to say Danny Welbeck was carrying his Man United form into this World Cup, but he wasn't.
Look.
Danny Welbeck actually impressed me.
He played a very good game.
Yeah,
and the G-Man was saying, "Oh no."
He was tracking back. He was doing very well, tracking back, closing down.
The G-Man was saying, "Oh no, I'm not really sure." Like it's Kevin Hart being like, "Oh no."
Listen. He can track back all he wants here, but it's what he does up top. That's what that bothers me.
No, but I'm like, did you not see him with his run though?
You could have James Milner tracking back.
Did you not see his penetrating run though? That's all I'm saying. He made a penetrating run. On top of that, like I say, in terms of defending from the front, that was exactly what Danny Welbeck did.
But that's what I'm saying. Danny Welbeck's a striker. He shouldn't be defending from the front.
But that's not his fault that he's being played out wide. That's not his fault. Here's my thing. Personally, I would play a winger in a wide position because that's what they're there for. Right? That's what they were created for. Yeah. But at the end of the day, right? Tactically, I saw what was going on with having Welbeck in the squad. He was there literally to defend from the front. Try and maybe execute a couple given goals and get in behind, which is exactly what he did. You can't ask him to do any more than that. The only time when his performance actually waned was when Wayne Rooney, of all people, was swapped to the other side of the pitch, to try and balance out the fact that Wayne Rooney positionally was trying to drift central when he really needed to stay wide and track Darmian. That was the only thing.
You know what? Before we get Ross Vernon in, I actually want to get Jamie Bailey in because he's been quite interested in the Skype chat. Jamie, have your view, and obviously we've seen your rebuttals to what we've been saying on Skype. Articulate them for the people.
All right. I didn't actually have a long pause on this occasion.
Pause.
I'm not pausing.
Pause again.
I'm not pausing. I'm actually turning down the TV so that you can actually hear me.
Well, let's get to it.
As far as I see with England, everybody says that the goal wouldn't have happened if JT was in the Balotelli goal wouldn't have happened if JT was if he was in the team. As far as I'm concerned, that goal would have been stopped if, as everybody was saying, Welbeck was tracking back. No, he wasn't, because the goal came from his side, from a defensive position in Italy's position. It came from his side. Then Baines was left for a 2-on-1, and everybody's talking about what you do on the ball. I've been taught, and this is the reason why I still stick to the 4-4-2. I've been taught is that what you do off the ball is pretty much as key as what you do on it. Now, I don't know if anybody has seen it, but Welbeck literally was jogging back. Sound
like my this teammate Rob Lusher, 2 phases of play. On the ball.
2 phases of play. Listen, put it this way. You're asking a man just to track back in your position regardless of where you're playing. If the other team has the ball, you don't come out of the position unless you have to. The same thing with what I was saying to you, Liam, about Henderson. You don't have him marking Pirlo whilst he's on his own, whilst he's in the Italian half. Why? Because he can't do nothing in that half. Why? Because if the ball goes and is played behind him, then there is about 30 yards of space being made by everybody else in front of him. So that's De Rossi, that's Marquisio, that's everybody that's in front of him.
But I didn't say stick Henderson. I didn't actually say stick Henderson on him whilst he's in the Italian half.
You said for him to man mark, and what man marking means is that you man mark him completely out the game, which means that if he's gone, you take him out, you leave him out the game. That's what man marking means.
Yeah, I know what man marking. I know what man marking means. I'm a defender, but the fact of the matter is, hold on. What I'm saying is, the fact of the matter is, like what I said again, like what I said while I was out with my Stevie B. It's a case of get Henderson marking Pirlo, but at the end of the day, when the Italians had the ball in their own half, passing it across and back, then England could sit off a touch because they're not going to hurt you in that kind of position. So it's one of them ones. I'm not talking about Henderson chasing Pirlo all the way back to the edge of his own box. That's just being stupid. I'm talking man marking. As soon as that dude steps into your half, you're on it. You're on it. Just like what Henderson does. Just like what Henderson does at club level.
No, but this is what I'm saying. It can be done at that level. It can be done at international level. The reason why I say that is because it happened today with Portugal against Germany. It happened. Germany never gave Portugal a chance, and the reason why is because Portugal are a one-man team. Simple as that. England were literally left to sit back and defend within their own half. And as they say, what I saw from the phases of play that you're talking about, they had 4 players around. Every time that Pirlo had the ball before his goal, before the first goal, it was pretty much there was about 4 players around him, and he couldn't see where to pass the ball. So half of the time, he was looking, and most of his passes were even going back or to the side. They weren't going forward.
Well, Pirlo, yeah?
Yeah, that was happening with Pirlo. If you watch it again, or if you watch it...
Mate, I watched it, and I weren't seeing, like...
There was always four players around him. There was always the two. There was always Rooney or Welbeck or Sterling. I don't know where Welbeck was eventually, but there was always two players around Pirlo to stop the ball from going through. Why? Because, as you said, mark him out the game. If he's a danger man, mark him out the game. That didn't happen for the most of the first half. Hence the reason why they adapted to their game. They adapted their game and they got the goal from the corner. What I don't understand is why England decided to stay within their box when they had the corner. If anybody was looking at that, somebody needs to rush out. So as soon as they see that the ball has gone from the corner flag into Pirlo's dummied that ball. Everybody needs to start now rushing out the box. They don't need to stand there. They just need to rush out the box. They don't have to run. They just need to jog. Once you jog outside the box and you're still moving, Marquisio's got more of an option to pass the ball rather than to score. So hence the reason why I'm looking at it from a coach's point of view, not from a fan or a player's point of view. Because as far as I saw, with both goals, they were avoidable at all times. The same thing.
Yeah, of course. We've never denied that those goals were. We've never denied that those goals were unavoidable.
It could have been avoided. Right. Why it wasn't avoided? Because the best part of the game, the best part of the whole England goal was Sterling's pass. It wasn't Rooney's run; it was Sterling's pass.
So essentially, you're blaming the goals on individuals.
You have to. If you don't do your job in the World Cup, you don't do your job in the Premiership, you don't do your job at League Two. What's going to happen?
No, you know what? But partly I can see what Jamie said.
Partly. I agree in part, but not completely.
I said with Balotelli.
I'm not saying that anybody has to agree with me. I think people need to re-watch the game first before they can see what I'm talking about, because I'm pretty sure if you watch it analytically like I had to throughout the entire live game, then you'll know that most of the two goals that Italy scored were very avoidable, and the goal that England scored was half avoidable. As far as I'm concerned, it could have been 0-0, but for England to actually do better, they can't be sitting back whilst players have got the ball. It's as simple as that.
Well, what I don't get is like, how can Italy's goals be pretty much completely avoidable and Sturridge's like only half avoidable? If Sturridge's one, there was a cross from the left hand side, and he was pretty much free on the back post. That's what I don't get. But it's one of them was. Russ Vernon wanted to jump in as well. So Russ, have at it, man. Your turn, dude.
Yes, because me and we were talking about it, and we actually thought England did quite well and we deserved enjoying that game. It was stopping mistake that cost. As I thought for the majority of the play down England's left, there was Rooney went across to the bench and actually said that him and Baines weren't doing well because there was massive space between him and Baines down England's left. And I thought the way we went to pro game as you all know, where we moved to the front, we moved about or in the pro game. I thought they did that against Italy. They all moved around. Because one time it was Rooney on the right, Welbeck on the left. Other time it was Sterling on the left with Welbeck in the middle and Rooney out on the right. And there's even times where Sturridge dropped out onto the right and out wide, and Welbeck went up front or Rooney went up front. They all has interchanges, which makes it hard for the defence. Because for example, the Italian said to the left back, "You're going to mark him Welbeck today," and then Welbeck chugs across into the up front in the Sturridge out here. He'd be thinking, "Hang on a minute, I'm supposed to be marking Welbeck," and yeah, it's Sturridge out here. And whoever's incentive must be thinking he's marking Sturridge, and is Welbeck trying to confuse the defence. And I think that's where he actually did for the actual goal. Person was supposed to be marking Sterling, got caught, and Rooney right on the left, and the comeback work out where each other were, and William ball in from Rooney for Sturridge's goal. And me and my dad when Sterling had that shot early on in the game, we thought it had gone in and it was a...
Yeah, same with us.
Good
Same with us. Like, I swear every England supporter thought that was in. In the Elgin, we all went mad thinking that goal was in. It was like, what?
Jinx
No.
got dashed everywhere.
Yeah, literally. I nearly lost my hat. I had a flat cap on and nearly lost it.
Yeah, because I saw a post on Facebook from Wayne Schumann, another member of the Pitch Off family. Hope you're doing good, Wayne, and hope you're feeling better because he's had a bit of cold over the last few days. He actually went on Facebook that majority of the pub that he was in all cheering. He said how he been talking to my uncle on the following day, yesterday, about England, and mentioned about that, and I thought he went in. And to me, like me and Mike, I was talking on Mike's what I was saying about Phil Neville was doing commentary on that game alongside Guy Mowbray, and for me, where I thought my sister watched it and she said when Guy Neville bowling and me and my dad both went to her, it was Phil Neville, not Guy. It actually sounds like Gary Neville, to be honest. I think Phil Neville. But,
well, they are brothers, so you got to expect something.
And it was a good performance from England. I thought a draw would have been a fair result, and we actually played quite well. If we take that into the Uruguay game, because the Uruguay didn't look that good against Costa Rica, I don't think they're that good. If Suarez is still out injured for Uruguay, I think we could have a chance. 'Cause the majority of the strikers I've had on the weekend, they didn't look that particularly well. And going back to today's game, it's still 0-0 on 72 minutes, Iran versus Nigeria. And I'm just going to post a question out to the Skypers, the Facebookers, the tweeters, and to you three guys in the studio, the co-hosts. Do you think this game will see the first draw of the World Cup? Because for me, where it's going at the moment, I can't see anyone going in the match. Iran versus Nigeria, that is.
I see Nigeria nicking it.
Well, Peter Odemwingi's just come on, and you know, I was asking on Twitter for someone to cook up some juju and activate some juju power. So Peter Odemwingi's come on, so I'm hoping that there is a goal in this one, because right about now, it seems like the only thing that the Niger boys can do literally is keep calm and pass to Odemwingi.
I was gonna say, where's the incentive, man? It's one of them words. We will get you some jollof rice for the end of the game if you score a goal. One of them was my all I can say is there were a couple of actually really funny stories to come out of the England match. Gary Lewin getting injured was hilarious. That was weird. It was like when we were watching the match, it was like, how the bomber did the physio get injured? Man, he's not even playing. How's he broke his ankle? What, mate? Lewin just got stretchered off. What happened to him? No one tackled him. What happened to you? It was like raw. What happened to Gary Lewin? I'm sorry, that's funny. That is hilarious, but it's a shame that Gary Lewin's got a broken ankle. Because it was one of them.
I think it was dislocated and fractured or something.
Mate, whatever it was, it's a case of how in the blue hell did you do that? Like, I could understand if someone tackled him, but it's like no one did. You might run it off, Man, like dude can run off a broken leg. But it's like it was like a comedy of errors. I mean, Thierry Henry at halftime also angered the Irish. It was one of them ones. So it was one of them ones. I just love the fact that everyone was brown nosed and say, "Oh yeah, his cardigan's lovely. He wears a cardigan very well, very well." And then all you see is, was it Gary Lineker go ever get away with a handball, Thierry? And it was that, and Thierry Henry was deep because he was like, "No, never." And his liberties, mate, Paddy Power, who are hilarious in themselves. They went, oh, hang on, did the BBC panel just laugh about Thierry Henry's handball? Laugh? Funny is it? Funny how? Hey, Paddy Power, you ain't got no right to be criticizing anyone for making jokes after your publicity stunt last week. So shut your face, move on. It's one of them ones. That's all I can say. At Barry White 1980 said, people of Ireland, Thierry Henry just joked about destroying your hopes and dreams. which is cruel, which is actually cruel. And you know what? Yeah, it it just kind of reminds me actually of, oh my god, like that one about the hopes and dreams just instantly made me think of this.
Life sucks, and then you die.
It actually reminded me of an earlier pitch talk. I think I must have made it in reference to Mr. Bailey in the middle of our rivalry.
No, not the slap nuts.
I'm pretty sure I made some kind of reference to that, and after that, literally, it was like the rivalry was just born.
And what comment might that have been?
I forget exactly what it was in reference to. I think it was something like what had gone missing or something, or you know, something to do with something being, you know, totally over. And I had said it was, you know, his hopes and dreams.
Oh, I can't remember the comment.
But anyway, if anyone,
but all I know is that the Italians must have felt like Beetlejuice when this happened.
Here's Jeff Terrence.
Beetlejuice, what's up?
Snap nut.
What'd you call me?
Snap nut.
You know who you're talking to?
Yeah, you, Ireland. Thierry Henry just knocked him out. It's mad.
That's deep.
Oh, at Jack Blue on Facebook. Oh, Stephen Gerrard revealed yesterday that England are preparing for World Cup penalty shootouts by practicing shaking their heads while looking dejected. Libbies! Such a liberty. Such a liberty.
I know I know we're not on that, but I just want to drop a quick one here. But
yeah, go on, shoot.
Tom 44 Tom. Yeah, basically on Twitter he just said Iran versus Nigeria is our punishment, isn't it? This is the price the gods of football make us pay for enjoying 5 days of non-stop action.
TNA, total non-stop action, or AHO. Actions. Oh, it's what of them was. You know what? Yeah, speaking of action, we got to shift on because Sunday, 15th of June, 2014, aka Father's Day. It's what of them was. The early game. Switzerland 2, Ecuador 1. Valencia scored on 22 minutes with Mehmedi equalizing on 48 minutes, and Seferovic scored on 93 minutes. On 93 minutes. It's one of them was also, no, we haven't missed out that game. We're coming back to it. We're going to come back to it because we were going to. Well, this is the thing sometimes about in the Skype chat when we try and do stuff in a funny way, people don't wait for it to happen. Right. So it's one of them was. The fact of the matter is, we're going to say that Switzerland-Ecuador was the early game on Sunday, but the even earlier game was Ivory Coast 2, Japan 1. Kazuke Honda opening the scoring on 16 minutes, with Wilfried Bony scoring on 64 minutes, and Yao Javino, aka 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head, scoring on 66 minutes after Drogba had came on. And Drogba, you know what? Yeah, he still has those intangibles for the Ivory Coast. Yaya Toure was non-existent, surprisingly, after his season. And Drogba was the one who came on and made the difference.
Yeah, Yaya Toure was really disappointing in this game. But I tell you who really impressed me. It was one of those players that in WhatsApp you were like, who?
Yeah.
Huh?
Where?
Huh? Serge Aurier. He had a great game. Going forward, he had a great game. Defensively, not so much. But going forward, he had a great game. He really did. He really impressed me. He stood out for me. And, you know, it needs to be said that overall, right, we're talking about those talismanic performances. For me, he was arguably the Ivory Coast best player. And when Didier Drogba came on, changed the game. It's as simple as that. Definitely. His presence alone, if you want to talk about a talisman, if you want to talk about a player who lifts the players around him, you're talking about Didier Drogba for the Ivory Coast.
Lift me up, yeah. Sorry, Didier Drogba, lift me up, Didier Drogba. I love that Moby tune. Lift Me Up. I'm sorry. I
No,
love
but honestly,
Tremendous.
he literally changed the game. He did. And
what does Drogba do?
Changed the game. But literally, Wilfred Bonny, fantastic goal.
Yeah.
And of course, Javinho, and there literally wasn't any drawback to his play. No, there wasn't, because he got the winner. He got the winner, and you know what? It was just like what Mr. Bailey was saying, in that he's actually capped off a very, very good season.
Of course.
You know, and that comes from him playing regularly. And you know, in the game where I honestly felt like when Honda scored, Japan were gonna go on and win it. They did really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, Japan got a bit carried away with themselves, and I think they thought they were going to win, but it's a case of that it just didn't happen. They got sloppy. Their keeper is awful, by the way. Japan's goalkeeper is terrible. Russ Vernon, you wanted to jump in on Ivory Coast, Japan before we move on.
Yeah, so I stayed up and watched that game like you did, Liam, and so did Mike. And I must say,
So did Nathan
like,
as well.
saying
Nathan
that-
McCreef, aka Nathan Arsenal. Big shout out, brother. I know we both like nodded off during that game, so as well it was knackering. Still knackered now.
Yeah, so as I was saying, and like I was saying, John did change the game for Ivory Coast when he came on. I thought I was beginning to wonder how we were going to get off, if he was actually going to come on and actually change the game, which he did. And I must say, during the actual commentary that on the game I was on the match as well, with the TV coverage I watched, you know, they had one commentator for the game. Every time it was quiet during the commentary, I did my own commentary in my bedroom and responding to his points on the actual game. And I must say, I enjoyed the game. And I went to bed at 4 o'clock, but didn't get up until 12 o'clock, and then I went out at 2 o'clock yesterday, because I went out for Father's Day for a meal with my dad and my family. I just want to say Happy Father's Day to my dad, because I've ordered it on Facebook and did it yesterday. Got him 2 DVDs along with my sister, and had a good Father's Day as well. And also, I've just been given a message for you all guys. Tara, G-Man's lover, is just to me right now over on Facebook, and she's told me to say to you all that she says hi to everyone in Skype, everyone on the video feed, everyone on Facebook, everyone on YouTube contributing to the show. And G-Man, just give her that special love out again and say another hello to her, please.
Wait. Before you, and he still botched it as well. Before you do that, G-Man, before you give a big hello, one thing we do have to do is wait for it before you give Tara the hello.
Hey, Tara, baby.
G-Man is the play, babe. G-Man is the play, babe.
What are you saying that for? I ain't no player.
Go on, G-Man. Give the hello.
I just want to say a big shout out to Tara out there, yeah, who's watching us in the show today again.
You mean
You
she's
know,
watching
you
you?
need to come on the Skype chat with us and just mix and mingle with everyone, because you know we all want to hear that.
Mingling,
We're
mangling.
working so hard
We
to
all want to
create.
hear that beautiful voice of yours that Mike has been telling us about. You get me? And Russ won't stop going on about you. I think he's got a little thing for you, you know, Tara. I think Russ actually secretly likes you.
Wait, Tara's a gooner too.
Hey, Russ,
There you go, G-Man.
from what I know, Russ likes his gooners. From what I know. But anyway.
He likes shooting something.
But anyway, getting back to the point, Tara, just want to say a big love and shout out to you, yeah. And thanks for watching the show once again. You know, all you undercover listeners that are listening out there, you know, I know that you're listening for me, and it's great. I love it.
Hey, I got someone listening for me. So,
Whoever you
say
are, join Gavin's camp. Liam's lame.
Man, the straight shooting one, he's lame, you know.
I'm joking.
Man, he's lame. He's one of them ones. Big shout out to a friend of mine, Lavinia, who was keeping me updated on the Portugal match earlier. And a big shout out to Kirsten Ez as well. Big shout.
Wait,
I know Kirsten's listening for all of us. Not just
wait, hang
That
on.
ain't one, that's two. Big old-
Hang on a
two
minute.
showers, man. Come
Hang on a minute. So were you not following my updates when I was updating on the official Pitch Talk Twitter account? No.
I
no.
actually couldn't.
Where was the love? I'm just saying.
Mate,
Where
Jazzy
was the
Fizzle.
Haters gon' hate, lovers gon' love.
I don't even want none of the above. I want to hate on you.
And big
Yes,
shout-
I do. I hate on you. I hate on
Wait,
you.
wait. We got to do a big Wembley special shout out to Tigo Biddies. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Thank you very much. Good night.
I'm just saying, we know you're out there listening to. We know you got the cards.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that is brilliant. You know what? Let's shift on in terms of results because we still got more. France 3, Honduras 0. Benzema scoring a penalty on 45 minutes. He scored on 72 minutes, and he scored on and there was an own goal on 48 minutes as well. And you know what? It's one of them ones. Got to give Karim Benzema a lot of credit for those 2 goals. Definitely got to give him credit. But the fact of the matter is, Messi finally, well, he got off the mark. And it's one of them ones because it was one of them was Argentina 2, Bosnia-Herzegovina 1. An own goal after 3 minutes from Kolasinac actually opened the scoring in this game. And you know what? It was one of them ones. If Argentina were nervous before that, then we didn't know because it was too quick. But it was one of them was the fact of the matter is Messi scored on 65 minutes. He didn't just score a scrappy goal. It was actually a very quality finish. But Ibisevic scored on 84 minutes, and Ibisevic, I just like his name because it's got Ibis in it.
I see where you're going with that.
Ibisevic, I like that name because he's got Ibis in it. But the fact of the matter is, Bosnia-Herzegovina, like we said on the updates yesterday, brave Bosnia were beaten. And at the end of the day, Messi showed tremendous bounce back ability. The bounce back ability because literally a minute before he scored, he ballooned the free kick high, wide, and butt ugly. Not high, wide, and handsome, high, wide, and butt ugly. So the fact of the matter is, Messi showed tremendous bounce back ability, but Bosnia never let their heads go down. They defended well. Pjanic was quality. And the fact of the matter is, hey, you'd have expected Aguero and them guys to really step up, but they really didn't. They didn't trouble Bosnia as much as you thought they would have. By the way, just a quick point on Karim Benzema. Actually, FIFA to modify GLT goal line technology guidelines. FIFA will change the guidelines on showing goal line technology replays at the World Cup to avoid the confusion which followed an incident in France's 3-0 win over Honduras. That wasn't the only thing that caused confusion, because the main thing that actually caused real confusion is that both of them missed out on their national anthems. So somebody, whoever was supposed to play the national anthems, must get
-5 stars
for missing that out. But also, Jonathan Pearce. We're gonna talk about that later on in the show, because Jonathan Pearce also deserves
-5 stars
for the fact that he was somehow confused by something that was quite clear cut. When that ball came off the post, it wasn't in, and the goal line technology, because it sensed that the ball was there, that the ball was on the line, it stated that there was no goal. Yep. And then the keeper couldn't keep it out, and at that point it was in. So where's the confusion? If you were confused by that, I'm sorry, but you're a moron. You have to be. Jonathan Pearce, this is not the view of Pitch Talk, its affiliates, sponsors, or subsidiaries, or anyone to do with us. But the fact of the matter is, Jonathan Pearce, G-Man, you know especially, I've said Jonathan Pearce is a clown and a moron and an abysmal commentator for a number of years. During a match, the guy tells you everything you never wanted or needed to know about what's going on, about the players on the pitch. Now, what's your view on the Jonathan Pearce? Just quickly, but we're going to go into it
as
later.
Jesse knows, I was calling him straight Pierce. He got me so angry.
Yeah.
And Jesse kindly made me not look like a fool and helped me out. Was one of the first people to tweet me on my
Nobody
correction.
could help Jonathan Pearce not look like a fool, though.
It was irritating because, like you just said, it was an argument over nothing. For me, the whole system of how that that version of Hawkeye works. It's a bit over the top where it shows the stages of play. It didn't really need to show the first stage of play to show us that it wasn't a goal when it hit the bar. That's a bit stupid if you ask me.
Yeah.
But
at least we know GLT works.
Yeah, but in the
and it
second
works
stage,
well. And it works well because
stage of
there
play-
were 2 instances within like 5 seconds of each other, and it got them both right. So it's working.
So yeah. So in the second
Well
stage
done,
of play,
FIFA. Well done, FIFA. You got 2 things right. GLT at the moment, even though you didn't create it, you are just allowing it. But goal line technology with goal ref, you're getting that right, and the vanishing spray is working. Well done, FIFA. Shane Blatter's still a moron though.
Well, going back to the goal line tech, is
Why wasn't vanishing spray done before? Because it's FIFA. Thanks, Lauro. Love that. That quote was tremendous.
No, that was classic. But no, going back to the goal line tech issue, I have to say it's very, very rare. It's not often. I agree with Robbie Savage. But you know what? For all of the stages, I think it was very important that it showed all of the stages. You see what I mean? Because in the beginning, no, it wasn't a goal. It wasn't over the line. And you need to be made aware of when the ball actually crosses the line. And it showed you that in stages. Could you have cut out the earlier stages? Arguably, yes. But in terms of the full understanding and explaining how the goal occurred, it does exactly what it needs to do.
Yeah, that's why Jonathan Pearson tomorrow. No, it's not in. Oh, wait, it isn't. It's like, yeah, you moron. Wait before you cast aspersions. Wait before shooting your mouth off. It looks like that's the only exercise you get anyway. Running your mouth and jumping to conclusions and stretching whatever truths you've got. It looks like you're like most of the parasitic media, and that's the only exercise you will ever get. But the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people who have been jumping to conclusions and running their mouths without even waiting for something else to happen.
England ain't gonna win the World Cup.
I'm not talking about England. I'm talking about guys like Spain. One of them was, they got tanked 5-1. They got -5 stars for their performance, yes, and -5 goals too. Well, -4 goals technically, but they conceded 5. But it's one of them ones. Hey, Jonathan Pearce.
Life sucks, and then you die.
Oh, we're gonna have more on that later. But you know what? Yeah, it is one of them ones where Nigeria versus Iran, just waiting for those last final seconds to tick, and it looks like we're gonna have our first draw of the World Cup. Still got a couple more in this, but it's one of them ones where, you know what? Big shout out to InSitu.co, our official facilities provider. Big shout out to ApparentlyRich.com, simple yet effective web solution to get your company off the ground. Pitch Talk's official web production partner. Also, big shout out to LJA Productions, the new blood in digital video. Pitch Talk's official video production partner and provider. As said, InSitu.co is our official facilities provider. So, InSitu.co, create, engage, inspire. It's one of them ones. But you know, what are you two laughing at now before we move on? Because we got more to discuss. So
one of my favorite Twitter accounts for the World Cup, @Brazuca, the Twitter account for the official ball of World Cup 2014 in Brazil.
That's terrible. You need to give ITV some royalties on that one, because we ain't doing it.
I'm not paying them anything. What I look like?
I told him I ain't paying them. It's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. But you know what? It is one of them. Oh, there we go. There we go. Still got Iran. Still got Nigeria trying to nick a goal, but it's not happening. It's not happening. Whatever's happening. Oh yeah, and it's done. Iran 0, Nigeria 0 was a final score. Not a great deal to report off that. But you know what? It is one of them ones. It is time for us to switch segments. The next segment of the show will be quite a bit of.
General cooking plans.
Wow, wow. Wow, wow.
Cause I like the way, I like the way, I like the way.
Wow, wow.
I like the way, I like the way, I like the way.
By the way, Portugal lost 4-0, and Müller got a hat trick against Portugal.
I like the way she does her thing.
Pepe got sent off after 37 minutes.
Let's go.
Mats Hummels scored a quality header. That came on 32 minutes. But this is general. Talking points. Mertesacker kept a clean sheet. Ballsacker. Sorry, couldn't help that one. I like the way. Over by. Oh, as I saw Rio Ferdinand just fought. Overbite. I like the way. I like the way. I like the way. This is Pitch Talk. This is Pitch Talk. This is Monday. This is Monday. This is Monday.
I like the way. I like the way. I like the way. I like the way you do your thing.
Yeah. And I like the way. Now we got to segue into some transfers. Southampton today, 16th of June, Monday, 16th of June, 2014, have appointed Ronald Koeman as their new manager on a 3-year contract. Koeman is joined at St Mary's by his older brother Erwin, who has been named assistant first-team manager, and Jan Kluitenberg, who will be an assistant and fitness coach. Bakary Sagna has joined Manchester City from Arsenal on a 3-year deal. The France right-back will move to City after the World Cup and meet his new teammates on tour in America. Chelsea, staying with Arsenal, Chelsea secure deal for ex-Arsenal midfielder Cesc Fabregas. From the 13th of June 2014, Chelsea signed former Arsenal midfielder Cesc Fabregas from Barcelona on a 5-year deal. The 27-year-old had been told earlier in the summer that he was surplus to requirements in Spain at Barca, leading speculation that he was about to return to the Premier League. Arsenal inserted a clause in the deal that took him to the Nou Camp in 2011 that gave them first option to re-sign him, but they decided not to take up on that option, and Chelsea have secured a deal with Fabregas, who is currently with the Spain squad in Brazil at the World Cup. Now, apparently, Fabregas and Wenger actually talked about the return, but Arsenal opted against exercising their first refusal option that they had. But David Luiz completed a move to Paris Saint-Germain for apparently £40 million. Despite recently failing UEFA's financial fair play FFP rules, PSG are reported to be paying £40 million for David Luiz, a transfer record for a defender. So he will be hooking up with Thiago Silva, his international teammate. So that's a good move for Brazil. Sunderland bitter as Jack Colback seals Newcastle switch. Jack Colback has expressed his delight after completing the switch to Newcastle United, but Sunderland have admitted to being left with a bitter taste. Jack Colback, very good young player, but as a boyhood Newcastle fan, it's one of them was he was never going to turn down the chance to fulfill a boyhood dream. Plus, I think he was actually out of contract anyway, so it's one of them ones. But Joe Cole cannot wait to get started after agreeing a 2-year deal with Aston Villa. Former England midfielder Joe Cole admits he cannot wait to get started after agreeing a 2-year deal to join Aston Villa. The 32-year-old was available on a free transfer after being released by West Ham United at the end of last season. Duff, Karagounis and Sidwell lead Fulham exodus. Damien Duff, Steve Sidwell, Georgios Karagounis, John Arnorisa and Johnny Heitinger actually have left relegated Fulham. They were all released as free agents, and Steve Sidwell was moved quickly by joining Stoke on a free transfer. The 31-year-old was top scorer at Craven Cottage last season with 7 goals and has agreed a 2-year deal with Stoke, the English Premier League club said in a statement last Monday. Sidwell rejoins former Fulham manager Mark Hughes at Stoke. Hangeland, this is quite an odd one actually. This is probably the most odd transfer in terms of a release. Hangeland hurt by Fulham email exit. He got the same treatment as Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and also Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac as well. similar kind of treatment, not face to face, but Norway defender Breda Hangeland was immensely disappointed to learn Fulham were terminating his contract via email rather than in personal discussions following their relegation from the Premier League. Hangeland was obviously at that point on the 4th of June 2014, the latest departure from Craven Cottage as Felix Magath prepares for life in the Sky Bet Championship. That I'm reading the thing with that person. That is funny. That is the best one I've seen so far. But you know what? One thing the fact of the matter is this. Yeah, there's a lot. Obviously a lot to go through on that. But you know what? Yeah, Ronald Koeman going to Southampton. To coin a phrase, that's a major coup. That's a very good move.
I knew that was coming.
I know it was terrible. I'll fire my writers. My writers are getting sacked in the morning. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, Ronald Koeman, former PSV manager, going to Southampton. For him to replace Pochettino, Southampton have done very well there.
No, they've
done very, very well there. I mean,
very shrewd appointment.
I mean, Bakary Sagna going to Man City. He was a free agent. Served out his contract, was a free agent, so had every right to go wherever he wanted. I think he's gone for his last paycheck. He's 31. He's going for his last paycheck. You can see that. So,
I mean, couldn't he have gone back to France?
Well, there can't be any sour grapes from Arsenal fans because at the end of the day, he served out his time there. He was a free agent. So, you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, no.
Similar to Jack Colback as well. I think the Jack Colback one's worse because he's gone from Sunderland straight to Newcastle.
Yeah.
But at least he can say, well, I'm a boyhood Newcastle supporter. That chance ain't gonna come along every day.
Which is fair enough. So I mean,
but the Fabregas one, sorry to cut it, the Fabregas one was weird. Him going to Chelsea is one of them was, well, you could tell, well, Luiz was on his way out anyway.
Yeah.
Lampard's gone, so they needed a replacement. But I don't see Fabregas as Lampard's replacement because Lampard barely played last season. And look how he was disrespected, which in terms of, yeah, thanks for your 13 years of service. Thanks for breaking Bobby Tambling's record. See you later, mate. Not even the offer of a coaching role or to stay on beyond this contract. It's just like, see you later, mate. Thanks, mate. Similar to Breda Hangeland, getting told you're getting released by email after you were recently that club's captain. That is mockage. That is disrespect to a T.
Yeah.
That is, in the words of the G man, that is taking the birdies. Because at the end of the day, you'd expect more respect than that. So it's one of them ones, man. It is just not on. It is just not on to do that. The fact of the matter is, with the Breda Hangeland thing, as said, Stone Cold Steve Austin got released by fax. Sorry, no, but released over the phone by Eric Bischoff when Steve Austin was injured when he tore his tricep in WCW. Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, got released by fax by Eric Bischoff when he had an injured neck, when he was Six-Pac in WCW. So it's one of them ones. Breda Hangeland got similar treatment, and of course Waltman and X-Pac for a number of years held that grudge against Bischoff. I wouldn't be surprised if Breda Hangeland I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd come out on Twitter and said like similar to what the Big Show said about his departure from WCW. What the Big Show said, what Big Show Paul White said to Eric Bischoff. You know what? I want to raise, but you Eric say I'm not over enough to deserve one. All right, I'll go somewhere else and I'll bankrupt this frigging company. There's one of them was I wouldn't be surprised if Breda Hangeland was like, you know what? I'll move to another championship club and send you down to League One. Down where? Nah. But the fact of the matter is, David Luiz for 40 million, 50 million, no, not worth it. Guy's a liability. I'll still stick to that liability. But Chelsea laughing all the way to the bank on that one, considering they paid 24 million for him. But I mean, it's one of them ones. Joe Cole was a ball out of the blue going Aston Villa. Didn't expect that. But they've released a few people as well. So
another free agent. You know, personally, I would have liked to have seen him have gone to QPR, reunite with Harry, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
But Hangeland, I think, I agree with you. Totally disrespected. Former club captain, former player of the year for the club as well. And yeah, I personally didn't see that happen at all. Didn't see it. In terms of Luis, I would say it's nice work if you can get it. He's got it. So.
And if you get it, won't you tell me how? If you get that reference, that was it. That show Sybil from back in the mid-90s. I don't know how I remembered it. I watched it probably like a handful of times.
Impressive. But yeah, no. I think overall, as I say, Southampton, brilliant move, absolutely brilliant. I feel really bad for Hangeland. Like I say, he was arguably Fulham's best defender for a couple of years. That's really not how you handle that kind of player, to release him by email of all things. But I think the modern game of football, sports and entertainment in this modern era, in the age of social media, this is how things are done. I'm waiting for someone to be fired by tweet. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
be surprised.
Someone to be fired by a public tweet rather than a direct message.
Well, then again, Anelka kind of got that after the Cornell thing.
Well, no,
in part. Well, it was as close to as you're gonna get without it actually being a firing by tweet.
Yeah, but that's what I'm waiting for now. A legit firing by tweet. Because we're really not that far away.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, just jumping on a few of those points. I've got to say, the whole Lampard getting released, well, he's old, he's got to go. With the whole Luis moving to PSG, Mourinho never wanted him, so why stay? At the end of the day, as Jesse said, why not go if it's there? But yeah, Mourinho never wanted you in the first place, so why stay? Hangeland, yeah, it's never a good way to get released by email, but it is what it is. Colback, yeah, boyhood club. I've always said if Arsenal will be the only club I really want to end my career at and be at if I was a footballer. So with
our April Fool's thing, you replaced Theo Walcott at one point. YouTube.com/pitch talk.
Precisely. And I would never be at I would never be at Tottenham in the first place. But if I was at another London club, was playing there as my youth, and then Arsenal came in for me. You're damn right, I'm moving to Arsenal. That's not, even if I had to sit on the bench, even if I had to clean the boots of Fabregas or when he was there, or because obviously I'm 30 now, I'll be older, yeah. But if I had to clean the boots of Jack Wilshere, yeah, that'd be a bit unrealistic because he's younger than me. But you get just what I'm saying. That's my club. Would love it. So. Yeah, those are my views basically on those. I don't know if there was any more. Oh yeah, Koeman going to Southampton.
Yeah.
I didn't think Southampton would, get a manager of that quality. To be honest, I thought they were on a spiral down after losing out on who was they trying to prize? Who rejected them? Sorry, a couple of weeks
rejected ago. Southampton.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Forget it. But anyway, after losing Pochettino, I just thought that they weren't going to get another manager of that sort of quality. And to be honest, installing Koeman, I reckon that will, balance everything out there. And, certain players who might have thought of leaving may not think of leaving no more.
No, I heard that. I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, we got a couple of the Skypers. Who want to jump in as well. Mike Harneman, do you wanna or are we gonna have Jamie Bailey first? Let's have Mike Harneman first, then Jamie Bailey, then Ross Vernon.
Right, yeah, mostly what I wanted to say was actually about the Hangeland thing. And that's because, it's very disrespectful for someone who's been your star man. He's been one of your players of the season for so long, as you're saying. But it's happened a lot down here in the lower league. It's actually happened at Stevenage a lot. We've currently got a player, James Dunn, who's on 49 appearances. And if he has one more game, we've got to pay Exeter, I think it's 250,000 or something like that, his former club. And basically last season he was loaned out. And now he's got an automatic extension, but it's still going to be released anyway. So we don't have to pay the money. And also on another subject, which is similar to that as well, years back, we had a guy called Anthony Eldon as well, and he was actually told he wasn't needed by text message.
Which is just mockage. It is utter mockage. I mean, that is legitimately not on to do that to people. You know, it tell you you're fired by text message. You know, come like Vince McMahon, you're fired. So one of them was by text message. It's just mockage. You know what? Quickly before we jump to Jamie Bailey, then Ross Vernon, G-Man, Jezzy, you want to say something to the peeps?
Yo, peeps, you know what? Gotta say, it's been a great show. You know, listening to your views and everything and sharing them with you. And, you know, I'm on my way out. So have a great night and evening and enjoy the rest of the week.
Yeah, before, as I say, the G-Man runs out the door, I have to say, you know what? It's been absolutely fantastic joining you guys this week. Sorry I had to cut it a bit short, but you know what? It's we the people for the people. Thank you for joining the Football Revolution we're working so hard to create. Thank you to everybody who joined us live in the Skype chat, even those who kept it low profile, like my good friend Lily Alumi. Good evening to you. You know what else as well? I have to say thank you to everybody on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and all of the socials. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for sharing your views. We are the footballing talk show that wants your views, values your views, and thank you for sharing those with us. And you know what? It's about that time that I hit that bricks. So I'm going to say thank you very much. See you next week.
All good. All good, man. You know what? We got Jamie Bailey who actually wants to jump in. On the current points transfers. How about it?
Yeah, I'm looking at all of the transfers. Have a good week, Jezzy and G-Man. Looking at all the transfers from the last few weeks. Most of the Fulham players were going to go because of their contracts being so high, and you're only going to be asking for more money. Hence the reason why QPR kept most of their players, because they knew that if anybody else had come in, they're going to be asking for 40, 50 grand a week wages anyway. So they pretty much just kept the same team, and it worked out in their favour. For Hangeland or any of those players to be coming across to Loftus Road is not right. It's not going to happen, for the simple fact that if we're going to be looking at younger talent and improving the team, then going to the old school boys of West London and at Craven Cottage is not a good idea.
The good old boys.
Talking about Fabregas, I think that's what Wenger did was right. We don't need another midfielder. We haven't got a problem with midfield. Our only problem with midfield is that they don't know how to gel. And when they do gel, it works well. But when they don't gel, obviously, as everybody's seen, we capitulate. In terms of Senderos and Cole going to Aston Villa, I think this is what Aston Villa actually need, a bit of experience, because their youngsters weren't cutting the mustard.
Wait. Aston Villa need experience, so they turned to Philip Sonderos.
Well, he's got experience in the Premiership.
That's like saying you need to tighten up your defence and turn into Titus Bramble.
Well, you can laugh about it, Liam, but
I am laughing about it.
If you look at it, he was successful at AC Milan. He was successful at Everton, and now all of a sudden he's now at Aston Villa, still a top team in the Premiership.
Is terrible.
He was successful at AC Milan of all teams. Come on.
Senderos
as much as everybody's going to be laughing about it, he's still. It's just like John O'Shea. Everybody's going to laugh and mock him, but he's got a Champions League medal.
Well, I was going to say Wes Brown. It's easy to be a passenger.
Well, he got a Champions League medal.
Yes. So did Fernando Torres as a passenger.
And he's still got a. What are you going to be looking at? The fact that he never played in the Champions League final, or the fact that he has a medal from that Champions League final? I don't think the option has really got to be there. I'm pretty sure you're going to be saying Champions League medal all day. Simple as.
Well, in theory, anyway.
In theory, he still was there, guaranteed. He still even Ramirez, myself, I didn't even play in the final, and I still got a Champions League medal for it.
That's terrible.
Can you actually say something to me? No, because I've got one to hold up. I have got the Champions League medal to hold up. Simple.
Not true.
You haven't. That's basically where it's coming from, and the same thing with most of all the others. I think Fabregas was brought to Chelsea just to bringing a bit of experience from the Premiership and also a bit of flair from the Spanish League into Chelsea. That's what I don't know why Mata actually left. I'm guessing it's only going to be down to the fact that he wasn't liked by Mourinho, but I think there's a bit more behind that. I think he just didn't like the way that Mata played, and there was other reasons behind the way that Mata really liked Mourinho. So I think most of these were sort of I see these buys at the moment, especially Koeman, as not panic buys, but more well thought out captures and transfers. England, it was going to happen, and it has happened on Twitter. Just in case you haven't noticed, it happened to one of Rusty Lee's teammates, Jamie Ashdown, got released by Twitter.
Yeah.
And it has happened. You guys were not too sure if it has happened before. I think Jesse Fizzle wasn't, but it has happened before. So therefore, this is the way forward for most people.
It's not a good way. It's not a good way forward. That's the thing.
But then it's a revolution. Again, everybody doesn't like the fact that
Wait, hold on. You know, I got one bone to pick.
Go on.
For me, a revolution is this, where we are right now. What is below me in the video feed? That logo that I'm pointing to down on the YouTube feed, that is a revolution, and that is called Pitch Talk. It's one of them was imitated but never duplicated. Up there is where you can join the revolution. I'm pointing obviously to the top bar where we've got all our links and where to find us, such as Facebook and Twitter and that. That is a revolution. Sacking someone or letting them know they've been fired on Twitter is a disrespect. That's not a revolution. That's a disrespect, because something that should be private, that you should tell someone privately first, is being leaked to the world, is being literally told to the world at the same time. That's disrespectful.
All right.
That's not.
Can I just say that as much as that's true, and I'm not disagreeing with it at all. If you've noticed how many people are now on Twitter or Facebook or any social media website,
yeah,
and you've told this to me before, and I've now started to do it. Don't bring your business onto the Twitter.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
even Facebook as well. Yeah, don't. Hey, being that you're a friend of mine, I have said to you on Facebook a couple of times, bruh, there's no need to be putting all your business out on the social networks, because the world doesn't need to know. The world don't need to know. Like you know, one of them ones where a lot of people like to air their dirty laundry out in public. There's no need. There's no need for it. You end up burying yourself.
This is the reason why I'm saying that there's a revolution within the sporting world, because as much as it's a good revolution for Pitch Talk, it's also a chairman's business revolution for them, for their clubs. It's not the right one, but to be honest with you, we've got Sepp Blatter in as the president trying to run for a 5th term. Is that good? No.
Because of time, we're gonna actually hold that until next week. There's a lot to be said about that. There is so much to be said. But let's not get sidetracked.
There's a lot just to go on in terms of revolution, and that's the reason why I'm looking at it and saying if somebody's gonna get cut by gonna get sacked that way, then everybody's gonna know about it and everybody's gonna be reacting furiously about it. That's just the way it is. That's how they run as a business. That's how they want to do their business, and if it happens to be on a social media website, so be it. Regardless of whether they can say anything about it, it's what they're contracted to. It's an open forum nowadays. It's not closed. It's not a closed business. It's an open forum.
Yeah, but it's one of them. Yeah, but it's one of them. Contract negotiations are not open forum. That's private business, and it should be conducted in that way, like a company making you sign a non-disclosure agreement. That means it's one of them ones. It's not open forum. Contract. As I said, contract negotiations and that kind of thing. No, it's not. That's not public forum. Someone's contract being terminated should not be open forum. It should not be public. I mean, it's one of them was. Maybe it's one of them was. If you're I mean, if you're saying that's the way it is, at the end of the day, people are going to start getting litigious about it at some point.
Well, if you look at it, nobody should really know how long a contract should be. Everybody knows how long Fabregas got.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
That's what you're saying.
No, that's not the same thing. At the end of the day, a club announcing we've signed a player on this deal, that's different to saying we've sacked this player, and you're telling the world before you've even told that player privately, which apparently happened with Hangeland. Fulham said that didn't happen via their official Twitter page. But the fact of Fulham have said it hasn't. If we're going to be fair. Fulham actually did say that, yeah, we followed all protocol. So it's one of them ones. In the interest of fairness, to quote Vince McMahon, another OWR, that has to be said. But you know what? Yeah, we do have Ross Vernon who wanted to jump in as well.
Yes, I do. Then first and foremost, I must say regarding Jamie Armstrong, the tweet he actually put out was that he got the letter. The letters got sent out on Thursday from Chelino, informing everyone who was going to be released before we announced it to the public on the Friday.
Well, there you go. Well, yeah, but at least it's one of them ones. They got notified before it happened, before it went public, and that's the way it should be. As if you're running like a legitimate business, that's the way it should be.
But Ashdown, the tweet saying that he didn't receive the letter from the club didn't get the letter from Leeds United until Saturday, and found out when our local reporters, Adam Pope and Phil tweeted who got released from the club after he'd been put on the official Leeds United website. And now going on to the Sanyo, and I think that'll be a good move for Man City. He's done well for Arsenal in that position. I think they might need a bit of cover. If Zabaleta goes, he could challenge Zabaleta for that right back spot, especially with Michael Richards leaving the Etihad. And also the Ronald Koeman situation, I heard about that earlier today, and he's actually fetched in his brother, Erwin Koeman, to be his assistant at St Mary's.
Which we did mention, yeah. I mean, it's one of them ones. It's a case of the Sanya deal. That's his last big contract. You can see that. You can see that, but it's one of them ones. Sorry, carry on with your view, man.
Yeah, so for me, I think Ronald Koeman that's a decent appointment made by Southampton. I think it can help him stay in the Premier League next season and move and push forward, and probably not. I don't think they'll get into Europe next season, but probably the season after, I can see them trying to get into the Europa League spots and having a good go in the Europa League, especially after he signed a 3-year contract earlier today. Did Ronald Koeman earlier on this afternoon while the Germany match had kicked off. So I've been moving to see Sanya's been a good move as well. Also in the later game this evening, some team news is just winning. Jose Altidore starts for United stays up front and Asamoah Gyan, who used to play for Sunderland, he starts in attack for Ghana this evening.
I want to see his dance. I want to see his dance, by the way. I want to see him score just for the dance. And Jose Altidore, well, will Ghana get Altidore tonight? That's an 11 o'clock kickoff. So we've still got more show here. So keep it locked.
And also Michael Essien, remember him, who used to play for Chelsea, now at AC Milan. He's on the bench for Ghana, as is Kevin Prince Boateng. And there's a former Portsmouth midfielder playing in the game for Ghana. Suleiman Toure starts this evening as well. As Liam just said, there is 11 o'clock kickoff. And former Tottenham midfielder Clint Dempsey starts for the United States, as does Tim Howard in goal as well. That is a bit of team news from the 11 o'clock kickoff, guys.
Clint Dempsey, aka Deuce, which actually is his rap name, which is just weird because most people think of Deuce and think of dropping one. Deuce being another word for turd, by the way. but it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. But hey, the fact of the matter is, the World Cup rolls on and on. Definitely on and on. And you know what? The texts are coming through. Remember to put your name at the end of a text. Roy Hodgson has just stated that preparations are going well for the last 16. Steven Gerrard has got a new 60-inch plasma. Rooney has bought the beers, and Joe Hart is doing the Barbie. There was a previous one that, even we can't read out. Might as well them ones throw them T's up, because I think it is Big T sending those in. And a big shout out to everyone watching. As I said earlier, big shout out to Tara. Kirsten, what's up? One of them was. But you know what? It is time, baby. Time, baby. Like the American Dream. The show is seasoned, baby. We're ready for the funny stuff because we're seasoned, baby. It's one of the damn ones. So it's time for us to roll on. Roll on like the American Dream used to roll on with that big gun of his and the polka dots in the WWF in 1991 when you had the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I've got nowhere to go. With the Dusty Rhodes impression. So instead of dropping more OWRs for now, it's time. It's about to go down because it's time to switch on to
and funny moments.
And also, we're going to bundle in. We're still here. Well, I'm still here. Showtime, folks. This is Pitch Talk, your Monday night football fix. They're often imitated, but never duplicated. You what? Yeah, of course, we are your Monday night footballer fix. And you know what? Big T's gonna love a couple of these stories. But you know what? We did actually mention one of these stories. We actually did mention earlier. And oh my word, I actually kind of like this one because I'm not really a fan of Jonathan Pearce anyway. But the fact of the matter is poor BBC commentator mocked by viewers after gaffe. Who would be a commentator? It's almost like being a goalkeeper. When a goalie makes a mistake, it tends to cost his side a goal. There is no last line of defense to save him. A bit like poor BBC commentator Jonathan Pearce, who suffered what could best be described as a schoolboy error during France's 3-0 win against 10-man Honduras in Porto Alegre, which we mentioned earlier. Oh, I love it. Big T. Well, then, I'm going to come back to those. With goal line technology in play for the first time during the World Cup, Pearce claimed the ball had not crossed the line for Noel Valadares' own goal after Karim Benzema's shot had come off one post and then off the Honduras goalkeeper. His match from hell continued later on when he had to be informed by co-commentator Martin Keown that Blaise Matuidi had not scored his country's third goal when the shot ended up in the side netting. Here is how his evening began to unravel. Well, look at the boos and the Honduran players, and look at this again. We've seen so many spurious goal line technology replays, and it signals no goal. No goal has gone up on the screen. The fans have heard it. The Honduras players have seen it. To which Martin Keown replied, but it's a goal there. The second instance. Oh, goodness me, they've changed their minds now. Does goal line technology work or doesn't it? Well, which replay are we supposed to believe? This was supposed to be a flawless system. The whole goal line technology debate will flare up again because it was not good enough, was it? 1 minute we are seeing a goal given given by the assistant referee. Then the next thing we are seeing, it's not over the line in the replay, and then we are seeing it is over the line on the second one. You know what, yeah? There's some funny tweets. There are some funny tweets that actually go along with this, because oh, that is brilliant. At BBC Sport said, breaking live pictures of Jonathan Pearce and Martin Keown in the commentary box, and it's Snoop Dogg passing, I think it was Vibes Cartel, a spliff on stage. Tremendous. At SafeChip55, Steve Alcock said, why does Jonathan Pearce keep saying the second French goal was controversial? It was a goal. The technology showed it was a goal. No controversy. Yeah, that was the best tune to have. You what? Also, Jonathan Pearce was trying to charge his phone tonight, but the technology wasn't working. BBC World Cup. That was from SJ Johnston 23, and he's got a picture of a power strip that's plugged into itself when he's trying to charge his phone. It's tremendous. Paddy Power said, Jonathan Pearce, the man paid to tell us what's going on, is the only person in the world that does not know what's going on. At the Wikipedia, Guy Gomez said, how could Bruce Willis have been dead all along? He was talking to that little kid all the way through. Jonathan Pearce. That's living. He was trying to say that's a Pearce quote. That's cruel. At Zonal_marking, Michael Cox said, Jonathan Pearce just had a Robot Wars flashback when mentioning the bus getting destroyed. Oh my God, Roadblock! Old school Robot Wars. At Highlandian, Ian Highland on Twitter. Apologies to Jonathan Pearce for that last tweet. I totally crossed the line. Or did I? So cruel. At cynically_me, Tom Essex on Twitter. Uh-oh, they've shown multiple replays. Jonathan Pearce is going to think it's 27-0. At the hand of Beadle, Gareth, on Twitter. Pure Alan Partridge from Jonathan Pearce here. He'll be arriving to Dundee in his bare feet eating Toblerones after the match. That is limits. At Mark Salkeld on Twitter said, Jonathan Pearce at halftime today with a meme image of how do toasters work? Is it the same bread? And the picture of this, that is limits. Oh, I love this one. At Tony Mogan on Twitter said, Jonathan Pearce and Martin Keown dissected France's second goal, and it's got a picture. Oh my God, that's brilliant. It's got a picture of Dermot Morgan and Ardal O'Hanlon, aka that when in Father Ted, Dermot Morgan used to play Father Ted, and it's got Father Dougal played by Ardal O'Hanlon. That is cruel. For those who remember Father Ted, I used to love that program personally. At the Cop magazine said on Twitter, anyone know if Jonathan Pearce called this over the line or not in Robot Wars? That's Libby's. That is a picture of Roadblock. Roadblock, the old school robot. Oh, that is cruel. At Upon Nothing, as Kevin Arscott on Twitter. Oh, that's a funny name already. I'm not even going to continue with that one. If Jonathan Pearce suddenly goes quiet and then starts sobbing, we'll know he's just checked Twitter on his phone. Trolling. Brilliant. At the Media Tweets said, I'm not sure how FIFA could have ensured this system was any more Jonathan Pearce proof. Not over the line, no goal. Over the line, goal. At Jack Mate, Bet365 are offering 7-1 odds that Jonathan Pearce realizes which two teams are playing by the 90th minute. Not worth the risk, though. That's cruelty. Oh, at Richard Key said that wasn't in at any time. Told you this technology is foolproof. But then about half an hour later, he said, got us another angle. It was in. You know what? Yeah. You know what? All I could say to Richard Keys, but more to Jonathan Pearce, is
-5 stars.
Because the pair of you are clearly morons. Clearly absolute morons. Oh, I mean, Skypers, Tweet us at Pitch Talk on Twitter, facebook.com/Pitch Talk, and also you can text in 07535804466. We're going to read out a couple more texts in a minute. Is one of them ones. Skypers, do you want to jump in on the Jonathan Pierce story? Because I find that funny, to be honest. Any of the tweeters, any of the Skypers want to jump in? All right. You know what? I'm gonna move on there to a couple of. All right, Jamie Bailey. You guys need to be quicker on the uptake. You need to be quicker. Jamie Bailey, have at it.
I was actually waiting for Jonathan Pierce to actually comment on his Skype, but on this, but guess he's kind of missing the line somewhere.
That's terrible.
Still not drawing the line somewhere.
Man, you need to fire your writers. That's terrible. Terrible. Oh my God. Mike Harneman, you wanted to jump in as well?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, going back to the goal line technology, all I'm going to say is that with Alan Shearer on your panel, BBC, look at FA Cup replay, Newcastle against Stevenage, never over the line. Goal line technology, go back and check it.
And who says Stevenage fans ain't living in the past? No, I'm kidding. But no, it's one of them was madness. Speaking of madness, actually, and overreacted. Boring, apparently, Phil Neville could be dropped from BBC's commentary team. This sounds like a spurious rumour to us, but it's one of them was the BBC has cast doubt on whether Phil Neville will continue to commentate if England reach the first knockout round of the tournament after hundreds of people took to Twitter to complain about his monotonous tone. The voice of BBC commentator Phil Neville was compared to HAL 9000 from the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. That is cruel. That is cruel. You know what? Yeah, Phil Neville, from listening to a bit of his analysis earlier, he's actually, you know what? He's actually not too bad. For me, he's always going to be seen as kind of second fiddle to his brother Gary, because Gary Neville came, and as much as I hated Gary Neville as a player, as a commentator, he's actually pretty damn good, to be honest. But the fact of the matter is that it's one of them was the fact of the matter is to say that Phil Neville sounds like HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey. That is absolutely cruel. That is so cruel. It's so true. I don't think Gary Neville's that bad, but the fact of the matter is, it is Libby. It is cruel. You know what? Here's a little snippet of how.
Do that.
Where's Hal?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
So does Gary Neville sound as bad as that? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But hundreds of viewers complaining is mocking. That is so cruel. That is so cruel. But Ross Vernon, you wanted to jump in because you saw a funny tweet about it.
Yes, I did, Liam. I've posted it into the chat room as well for the Skypers too, but I'll articulate this for the people. At BBC Sport for BBC Sport on Twitter, quote, Phil Neville, I loved social media until 24 hours ago.
It's terrible.
And then there's a picture of Phil Neville.
That's terrible.
With the tweet as well. And like I said earlier on, Mike's post about this, when I put it on when he posted the link out, and I've said it again in the chat, I could do a better commentary than him, and I'm not even a trained commentator.
That's terrible. Everyone thinks they can do better until they get thrown in that situation. But it's one of them ones. In terms of kind of like commentary in the bedroom, I used to do that all the time as a kid. It's one of them was back on FIFA International Soccer, FIFA 96, 97, up until 98, where they actually brought in proper commentary. But it's one of them was, FIFA International Soccer, Daya Tamayo, Yanko Tiano. I remember them was. Mike Harneman, you want to jump in as well?
Yeah, all I've got to say is, I've said this already in the chat, Phil Neville, you can't commentate, every time you go to a World Cup, something bad happens, so just stay at home.
Cruel. I think that's cruel. I think it's cruel. Bearing in mind, he's only done a couple of games, so I'd say give him a chance. But you know what? Yeah, we do have a few more even madder stories than those. Even madder stories. Because it's one of them ones. There have been a few odd things about this World Cup. Yes, it's my wife's passport. And this is relating to Robbie Savage, who actually almost missed his World Cup flight after a passport mess up. BBC pundit Robbie Savage nearly missed his flight to Brazil for the World Cup after trying to use his wife's passport. The Welshman initially thought the lady at the check-in desk was just starstruck, but it was actually because he had accidentally brought his wife Sarah Savage's passport instead of his own. The pair have been married since 2002, and Sarah has long blonde hair like her husband. He tweeted after the debacle, "I'm going to have to tell my wife to get her hair cut. What a mess. The situation, we mean." And he ain't talking about Jersey Shore, who apparently have someone called The Situation. But at Robbie Savage 8 on Twitter said, "Second time it's happened, I'm going to have to tell my wife to get her hair cut." And at Robbie Savage 8 said, "Wow, thank you at British Airways. Great staff for rushing me through as I turned up with my wife's passport. Just got mine in the nick of time." And he tweeted a picture of his wife saying nearly passed for her. All I can say is his wife is actually beautiful. And like, no, they don't, mate. I would be concerned. I would personally be concerned that if I was Robbie Savage's wife, I'd be concerned that my husband looks like a big girl's blouse, with hair that long and getting mistaken for it would be one of them ones. But it is one of them ones. Yeah, Italy stars struck by the intimacy of the toilet situation in Brazil. Peculiar toilet stops are clearly de rigueur at major international sporting events in 2014. Italy's Andrea Ranocchia wasn't following the major stories at Sochi particularly closely. He's puzzled by the twin toilets he encountered in Italy's training ground. You know what? These toilets are literally these two microphones in my hand. That's how close. That is legitimately how close the toilets are. Like you could do patty cake. You could do patty cakes. You could do patty cake next to each other on the toilet. It is weird having toilets. Like, you know where the G-Man and Jazzy Fizzle usually are? Them toilets are that close. It's like, no, dude, I don't want to go to the toilet with you. I said I don't want to go to the toilet with you. So that's all I can say. I don't want to go to the toilet with you. You best wash your hands before shaking mine. It is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. It is just absolutely crazy. I mean, Skypers, what do you reckon? What do you reckon of those last two mad stories? Anyone want to jump in on those? Go on, Jamie Bailey, jump in on those stories, man.
I wouldn't necessarily jump in on the second one, considering that it's a bit too close together. You know what I mean?
You're too close, man. You're too close.
And there was a if you remember My Wife and Kids.
Yes, I do. I love that show.
Yeah, there was an episode where Michael Kyle, literally that has gone with this other family. The whole family's gone with this other family to a restaurant, and the other family's dad goes into the toilet and forgets. Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah, the pee-pee hands. When he said, "I don't want to shake his pee-pee hands."
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that episode was quality. And they're munching sushi as well, like proper raw food. It's like, no, like you ain't washed your hands and there's raw food. No, virgin, I'm not touching your hands. No.
Exactly what I mean. And then this whole point of Robbie Savage picking up his wife's thing. I don't know what he was looking at, but like as I said, he is Welsh, so.
Libbies, what you got against Welsh people?
Nothing.
Because the G-Man is big in Swansea. The G-Man got over with Swansea fans. It's like, yeah. There's one of them was, that's Jamie Bailey's views about he is Welsh. It ain't nothing to do with us. Because I told her they ain't my views.
Considering that Ryan Giggs has made a similar mistake, just a lot more personally, I'm pretty sure that Robbie Savage has kind of done the same thing here, just with a passport.
All I can say with Robbie Savage is I told her they ain't my passport. That's all.
I'm coming for you, my passport.
That's all I can say. Not even
like.
It's one of them ones with New Jack. With New Jack, all I can say is with New Jack, it was a case of this.
This girl sent me this picture of a little baby, and it was in a town that I'd never been in before. And she sent me this picture. She said, "New Jack, this is your baby." And the baby looked like a pigeon with a spiked hairdo. I swear to God, I told her that ain't my baby.
All I can say is you got that. You got New Jack saying, "I told her that ain't my baby." With Robbie Savage, hey, the person at British Airways must have been like, "I told you that ain't your passport." That's all I can say. I told you that ain't your passport. You ain't going through. but
you're not going to Brazil on this passport.
But it's one of them was you ain't getting through this gate, and you will remember this night.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh no, I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna save that one definitely. But no, you know, it was one of them where like it was sometimes with passports at the airport, you wait so long, you think it's a case of sometimes it's a case of that waiting in the airport at passport control, but oh my word, it is absolutely nuts. And those toilets being so close together, boy, I would be like,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it at all.
I don't like these toilets being so close. That's all I'll say about it. That is all I'll say about it. But you know what, yeah? You know what? This is one of the funniest stories, and you know what? We've got a final story which has actually been contributed by Umbri and Ali, which we're gonna end the show with. But before that, like our next story is just like when it comes to crazy promises. We've seen some crazy promises, like when Cesar Azpilicueta made his debut for Spain. There was actually a guy in France who had to eat, I think it was snails live on air. So it was one of them. There have been crazy promises before. Actually, you know what? Before we go on to that, actually, Big T has had has sent in a couple of texts. These are tremendous. So throw them T's up for Big T. Roy Hodgson has also stated that he has decided to make Jordan Henderson captain for next week. Apparently, he's the only one of the squad who has a pilot's license. Wait, what? That's terrible. He's also said, have you guys noticed that there's so many Brazilian hookers inviting the England players only because they reckon they'd never get known blokes to be on top for 90 minutes and still come second? No! No, Big T, he is such a wrong one. Big T, you are such a wrong one. One half of the tag team champions of the world of being a wrong one. Those tag team champions of being wrong ones are the troublesome Lighty Big T, the bionic Darky straight shooting LJA, the pitch talk wrong ones. So one of them was Big T is tremendous, I gotta say. But he's also said, if FIFA carry on in this style, Russia 2018, Qatar 2022, Iraq 2026, North Korea 2030, Hell 2034, Leeds 2038. Yours truly from Hell's Kitchen, Big T. Definitely. Hey, Thomas Hewitt, aka Big T. Love him. You just gotta love it. as the epic music comes up behind me. You know what? Yeah. Love it, Big T. But you know what? Gotta have. Mike Hardiman said then 2042 in Nottingham. Yes. Get following Big T at Original T44 on Twitter. Brilliant. He's Pitch Talk's most loyal and longest serving fan as well. But with this epic music underneath me, the ecstasy of gold. I gotta get ready for this one. Chilean porn star keeps promise to conduct 12-hour sex marathon to celebrate World Cup win. Oh my God, this is from courtoffside.com on June 16th, today, 2014. If you are a porn star and looking to generate headlines, then a surefire way to do so is to promise that you will sleep with an infinite number of strangers to celebrate your nation's success at the World Cup finals. This is exactly the course of action Chilean porn star Marlene Dole adopted prior to her nation's 3-1 win over Australia. Oh my God. That is mad. That is crazy. And she has actually put up on Twitter some of the pictures of her with some of the fans. And you know what? Oh my God. That is on the level of during a Hoffenheim match, 2 people getting caught having sex after 15 minutes of a match. That story was on one of the old Pitch Talk shows, which can still be found on Mixcloud. But that is crazy. Promising that you will sleep with an infinite amount of strangers to celebrate your nation's win on during a World Cup match. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Aha! Now you know what? Yeah. Don't worry, Tom. I was gonna say, just like earlier on, we sometimes got to calm down the PT family, because some people like to jump the gun a touch. In terms of, oh, we've missed something when we haven't. We just haven't gotten to it yet. We're gonna get to Tom Wood's text in a sec. But you know what? Yeah. Does anyone want to jump in on this Chilean porn star promising to sleep with an infinite amount of strangers? Because all I can say is she is gonna suffer hard times, and she's probably sore right now. Jamie Bailey, have at it. Not have at her. I mean, have at the story of her.
No, I'm free of STIs, dude, so I'm alright.
I told her that ain't my baby. well, that was that. Hey. All I can say is, if she was to come to me and say, yeah, I got your baby, it'd be like this.
I told her that ain't my baby.
It'd be one of them ones. It would have to be. But Jamie, have at it, man. Go on.
I'm seeing it as she was doing hard labor for her cash, and if she didn't get paid for it, then yeah, she was doing a hard time.
All right, big boss man. Rest in peace, Ray Traylor, the big boss man. You're gonna be serving some hard time. At least she didn't get a nice stick up her Jaxie, apparently. But anyway, I don't know if that's true. But no,
she won't be sore in the morning. That's for damn sure. I can see that.
You gonna be sore in the morning, sore in the morning, sore in the morning. Oh no, I'm sorry. Big shout out to at Kirstina1 on Twitter. Miss Kirsten S. What's up?
Wait, why? Hold on. After this part of the show, you actually say big shout out to a woman.
Yes, because no, God. Oh God. You're gonna end up making, you know what? If I end up getting punched in the face or I get castrated, I'm gonna get someone to do the same to you, Jamie Bailey. Because it's gonna be a case of, if anything happens to me, I'm coming for you, Jamie.
You can't be down to me, considering that you gave out the shout out.
Hey, no, that was in regards to something else. Oh, God, you are such a wrong'un. This is gonna be a triple threat of wrong'uns. This is gonna be the new triple threat. It's one of them ones. Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and Bam Bam Bigelow ain't got nothing on the triple threat of wrongers, the trifecta. But no, I was gonna say a big shout out to Kirsten Ayres, who said Phil Neville is some monotone deadwood. As she said, yeah, you know I'm Man United. She's a Man United supporter.
Well,
So it's one of them. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. You guys, nah, you're terrible. Jamie, you're terrible, I swear.
That's not to do with me. You're the one that said it, dude.
All I can, you're terrible, Jamie. You are terrible. To that joke.
Minus 5 stars.
That's all
You
I can
cannot give me -5 stars when you were the one that was giving a shout out.
You're terrible, Jamie. You're terrible. You are terrible. I swear, you are terrible. You know what? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to send. Hey, what was it? I'm gonna have to send Jeff Jarrett on you to do this.
Oh, you can talk about that. I'm not the
You
one
call me?
giving a shout out.
You know who you're talking to?
Yeah, you. Shut up.
Yeah, you, Jamie.
Something else.
It's
Down.
like that to you.
Down. Oh my God, down goes Jamie.
Hey, listen, I don't have a problem with snapnuts after you've just gone and read out that, and then gave a shout out to a woman.
Oh, you just made me think of something actually in terms of Slapnuts and that Chilean porn star. No, don't even bother. Don't bother. No. Just don't. Please don't. Please don't. I think visually. I don't need them mental pictures. Please don't. No, you guys are terrible. You are terrible. You are utterly terrible. You are utterly terrible.
Oh, I'm just reading
you
something at the back. It says, "My game is fair play." That's on FIFA, by the way. So,
You-
Liam,
you
you want
are
to shout that out as well?
You are utterly terrible. You know what? I said another shout out to Kirsten. She said, "Whoa, the punch in the face is on the way. Give me Jamie's address." Shout out to a woman, you know. Jeez.
She connected to me, considering that you're the one that gave the shout out after reading that.
Hey, Jamie.
Nothing to do with me.
Jamie, all I can say is, Kirsten's coming for you, Jamie.
I don't mind.
Bow.
I'll directly to her.
Bow.
I'll direct her to you first.
Oh my God. No. It's nothing but love. But yeah, I was just about to read out Tom Wood's tweet actually, which is actually quite funny. Big shout out actually to Phil Brown, Southend manager, who apparently is listening to your Monday Night Footballing Fix, the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, and that is Pitch Talk. Phil Brown, big shout out, man. Welcome to Pitch Talk. Tom Wood's tweet, being that he's a Southend fan, and that was the best segue I could possibly have had to bring that in. Real Madrid players at the World Cup. Bale, at home. Ronaldo, still crying. Casillas, still crawling. Pepe, suspended. Marcelo, own goal. And that's from Tom Wood. And that is a status report on the Real Madrid players at the World Cup. Oh, my God. At least if Ozil was still there, they'd be on the winning side. But, hey, it's one of them ones. Hey, all I can say is Portugal, and he's just added Contral injured. All I can say is Portugal and Spain both deserve
Minus 5 stars.
for their performances. Let's do it again.
Minus 5 stars.
Definitely deserve that. But you know what? It is one of them ones. It is one of them ones where we do have a final story to round out the show. And as I said, this is from Umbrian Ali, who actually, of course, is one of the Pitch Talk family. And she's a writer and columnist for Asian Image magazine as well, asianimage.com. I love this story. As soon as we saw it, we thought that has to go on the show. But football versus women, the battle lines have been drawn. And I said it's by Umbrian Ali. Sunday, 15th of June 2014, the Behemoth World Cup has finally begun and women globally are being collectively shunned. The onset of any football season transforms the most reasonable man into an emotionally unstable and irrational creature. And you know what? Yeah, but the World Cup serves to heighten expose emotions. And FYI, that post-losing football sulk has got to be the most unattractive trait in a man. Umbrian, you haven't seen me pouting after a match. Because I'm mad, baby. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. It's bad enough that women were reportedly citing the game Football Manager as a cause for divorce since 2004. One blogger admitted, I ignored the women in my life. The shower has become a strange world, not very often visited, and the toilet is a hideous inconvenience. Oh my God. Need one of Homer Simpson's inventions. That chair, that's actually a Kazi. But you know what, yeah. Which begs the rhetorical question, why on earth are grown men, married men, playing on the Xbox anyway? Maybe it's because their wives are not playing with them. But anyway, I'm going to leave that one. Jamie, no. Let me finish. Anyway, one friend rather unashamedly said, I told my wife I don't want to hear her voice during the World Cup unless it's to ask me whether I want tea with my pakoras. That's a liberty. In fact, I told her it would be better if she just texted me from the kitchen rather than speak directly to me in case it causes disruption. No. Oh, no. I know it sounds harsh, but she recorded one of her Indian dramas over the Spain v Netherlands match. So you can understand that I can't risk her being in the same room. Oh, no. And this article's not done yet. Because another friend said, I booked tickets for my wife and kids to go to Pakistan. I need my space to watch the football in peace. Besides, she thinks it's a haram addiction. That's the bees. So for the World Cup, I decided to send her off on a holiday with some spending money, and we're both happy. It's not a bad idea, actually. Yoga retreats have been set up to accommodate the stressed-out football widows, as well as online support groups. Notable mention must be given to the iconic football widow who penned a 3 foot by 3 foot banner and placed it above a main road in Birmingham with the message, Jack, are the Villa really more important than our marriage? It's over, Jess. That's cruel. Oh, I love that though. Why are grown men, married men, playing on the Xbox? As said, maybe if the wives played with the men a bit more, then they wouldn't have that wondering, huh? That's what I'm saying, babe. That's what I'm saying, babe. No, I'm kidding. No, on a serious tip, there actually is a serious issue behind this. And that serious issue is this. Ladies, advice from the straight shooting one, straight shooting LJA, aka Liam Angel, from the bottom of my heart, never, ever, ever, to quote Chris Jericho, never, ever make a man choose between women and football. Please, please, I'm begging you, don't ever make us choose, because no matter what the answer, you won't like it. And even if we do choose you, you still won't like it because we'll be sneaking off to be watching the football. And we'll do whatever we can to watch it. Please don't make us choose. This is one of them ones, like I've said on shows before. If there's any woman in the world that I love, it's my mum. But the fact of the matter is, even my mum knows not to call me during football because she won't get my full attention. Even my mum knows that. So it's one of them ones. And the United States of America have scored after 43 seconds. Clint Dempsey has the goal. So the USA are 1-0 up. And we're just about to finish. But do any of the Skypers want to jump in on the article from Miss Umbrian Alley, one of the Pitch Talk family? Any of the Skypers want to jump in? Anyone want to jump in? Tom Wood, what's that you were talking about? You were talking about Phil Brown and yoga, and then we'll come to Jamie Berry.
Yeah, like when I've watched them train a few times, like they've done a training session, and then straight after, I usually do a yoga session.
It's not bad. That's actually not too bad, to be honest. I mean,
but that's what he used to do when he was with Hull. So
yeah.
So he's trying to make us play, basically play like Premier League football, sort of, but we're not in the Premier League because as you can tell, we're still in League Two. But hopefully we play better this season. and then they keep doing the yoga.
You gotta have them aspirations though. Aspirational, baby. Jamie Bailey, you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, in terms of what Umbrella has put down, it can be disgusting, but I've noticed that if you choose football over a woman, it can be detrimental and regretful as well. So
what? Just because the fact you ain't gonna be getting none.
Choosing a woman and football, there is a massive fine line on that one.
This one that was like a Chappelle show. The leanest burger in the world could be the meanest burger in the world if you cook it that way. Now, in terms of football, it's like the meanest person in the world could be the leanest person in the world if they're watching football.
Well, it's not just watching it, but making sure that you don't actually upset anybody. And I've chosen football over relationships in the past, and that's not a good feeling at all for myself. So
all I can say is I've done the all I can say is I've done the same thing, and in the past, because at the end of the day, it's one of them was the fact. The fact of the matter is that it was one of them ones where, like, one of my ex-girlfriends, I won't name names because it was years ago anyway, but it's one of them ones. But at the end of the day, big shout out to Sherelle Wedderburn, who's a good friend of mine and actually knows the person that I'm about to refer to. But it's one of them ones where it was like, come over mine, but don't come over till like 6 o'clock, because obviously, the Premier League games on the Sunday used to finish at like 6:45, 10 to 6. So it's time for a quick shower and then bowl out. Hey, if you come early, you're gonna be waiting at the train station for a bit. All I can say is, you best come after 6. You best drop over after 6, because from 12 till 6, I'm football all the way. I'm sorry, baby, but nah, man, it's not happening.
And just on that point of taking away to the whole girls and football thing, going on to what Tom Wood was talking about with the whole yoga thing, I think they've actually, I don't know if you were told in your physiotherapy, but they've said to me that in order to recover better with knee surgery or knee injuries, you should be visiting sort of that type of workout. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. I actually bought the Wii Fit with the balance board, like after knee surgery, and actually used that as part of my rehab. So it's one of them ones I can vouch for it. It is actually pretty helpful. I'm deadly serious. I'm not mucking around. It actually really did help.
No, I'm just thinking, have you actually crashed into the TV yet?
You what?
Have you not seen that video where the guy's actually literally crashed into the TV?
That's
trying to do a slalom.
That's terrible. You know what you gotta say to that is
-5 stars.
Definitely, that's terrible. That is terrible. That is one. Oh my god. That's the kind of person who. That's the kind of person. That's the kind of person who really does need to say.
Swear to God, I told her that ain't my baby.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want that dude breathing.
The joke about it is that it wasn't even his TV.
Oh, that's even worse. No, that's even worse. Oh, that's even worse. No.
Spent about 2 years actually paying it back.
No. Oh, like, if someone did that to my TV, I'd have to be like,
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Wait a minute. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
You'd have to say that. It would be like, no. Oh my word. Oh my word. That is terrible. That is utterly terrible. But you know one thing that hasn't been He's still laughing. He's still laughing, damn it.
I'm actually crying with laughter, to be honest with you.
Hey, you're going to end up crying because Kirsten's going to punch you in the face.
No, she won't.
You're going to get boxed in the face. You're going to get boxed in the face. Kirsten's coming for you, Jamie. She's going straight for you. This was terrible. On that note, I actually now need to vacate the place with a haste. You are terrible, you know that. You are utterly terrible. That is terrible. Hey, I'm using my pop shield as protection. Just looking around behind me. That is terrible. That is utterly terrible. But you know what? Yeah. Oh my word. You know what? It is one of them ones. People, thank you for joining us on Skype, on YouTube, live as well. Tara, Kirsten, among others. Thank you for joining us. See, that's not going to be edited out. But anyway, it's one of them ones. Big shout outs to everyone joining us. But you know what? Yeah, it is one of them ones for us to start vacating the place with a haste. It's time to say goodbye, but I never can say goodbye. No. Never can say goodbye. But we'll give some shout outs in a second as well. But you know what? It is getting to that time of the night where it's time to say.
Hi, I'm John Sitton, and I'm here with Gavin, Liam, and Gerald on Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hello, I'm Rob Dress. My name is Christian Carambeu.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
I'm Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
I'm Rob Lusher, former chairman of Ibis FC.
I'm Samir Swanee, co-founder and co-director of Motivate Sports and Fitness.
And you're listening
And you're listening to Pitch Talk.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, straight shooting LJ, the G-Man, and Jezzy Fizzle proudly bring to you the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat, the pitch is where we sleep, and the pitch is where we talk. We've been with you for the last 3 hours, and we've had a hell of a lot of fun. From a Chilean porn star promising to have sex with people to Jonathan Pierce's -5 stars botchamania audition tape, you may as well say. It's one of them ones. We've had a lot of fun. And you know what? You can join this revolution. Remember, join the revolution. Spread the revolution. Your support is crucial. Your support is absolutely crucial. How can you join this revolution? www.pitch-talk.com is the official website. Check that out for our podcast links. When our podcast goes up on iTunes, Mixcloud, Podomatic, and Spreaker as well. Big time shout outs to everyone who's joined us tonight. You know what? At Pitch Talk on Twitter, tweet with us, follow us, see what we're up to. MySpace.com/Pitch Talk, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk for our blogs, including blogs from yours truly, Straight Shooting LJA, the G-Man, Jezzy Fizzle. There's blogs up there from Russ Vernon, Dave Meir, aka at Mearsey, Big T, aka Tom Hewitt, and many, many more bloggers. Much more blogging. Also, youtube.com/Pitch Talk. See all of our videos up there, including Pitch Talk at the FA Cup Final 2014, Pitch Talk at the Capital One Cup Final 2014, and also some of the extra bonus material as well. Also, we released some bonus material from Pitch Talk on the road at Alexandra Park FC as well. Big shout out actually to the Glennet Southern Amateur League at Glennet SAO on Twitter, and a big shout out to Gustavo Condesha, who plays for Alexandra Park FC, and also Andy Copeland, one of our Pitch Talk Meets interviewees as well. Remember, in terms of youtube.com/Pitch Talk, we released the full-length interviews we did with Christian Carambeu and also with Robert Perez as well. You know, it is one of them ones. Remember, Pitch Talk 1. Join us on Skype at Pitch Talk 1. 07535804466 is the mobile number. Text us your views. Call us, text us, let us know your views. Also, big shout out to all the listeners on YouTube. Kirsten, Thanks, baby. Thanks for listening. Hope to get you as a regular. And you know what? Big shout out to Tara and her family. Big shout outs to Jamie Bailey. Big shout outs to Tom Hewitt, aka Big T, Lilia Lumi, who stopped by briefly. Big shout outs to Russ Vernon, Tom Wood, Mike Harneman. Big shout out to Southend United manager Mr. Phil Brown as well. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know your views on the show, man. It's one of them ones. We'd love to hear them. We would love to hear your views on the show. Also, big shout outs to Miss Umbreen Ali as well. Her article, Football versus Women, the battle lines have been drawn. Absolutely love it. Big shout out to Umbreen Ali, one of the Pitch Talk family, and also Asian Image magazine, and also AsianImage.com as well. Big shout out to Sophie and Rachel of Girls on the Ball. Congratulations to the England ladies, the Lionesses, in their 3-0 win over Belarus. At Girls on the Ball on Twitter, www.girlsontheball.com. Also, a big shout out to Samir Sawney, director at Motivate Sports and Fitness, facebook.com/MotivateSF, and twitter.com/MotivateSF, at MotivateSF on Twitter. Big time shout outs to the Section 357 show, Sunday, Floyd, Super Navajo, and Big Shot Ron as well. Of course, big shout outs. Big time shout outs. And you know what? Those who I've met on my travels, those who I met on Friday, it's one of them ones, man. During the Spain-Holland match, during the Chile-Australia match, big shout-outs to you too. It's one of them ones. So many shout-outs, so little time. But you know what? Yeah, one thing that I always say to the ladies is,
I told her that ain't my baby.
No, I'm just kidding. I always do say that this show can never be described as
-5 stars.
because we always have a hell of a lot of fun. You know what? Big shout outs to those who tuned in. Big shout outs to those who spread the Pitch Talk revolution. Remember, often imitated, never duplicated, and never faded either. Your Monday Night Football Fix will be back next week. We'll catch you on them social networks as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night.